And welcome in everybody to the Dr. Mario Speed Tournament for March. I am OoktheLibrarian. Joining me both on stream and both here in the booth and in the players' seats is going to be the wide variety of wonderful players that we've got coming up in this tournament. And joining me here in the booth as we get started is Swong. How you doing today, Swong?
Whoa, Ook, let's go. Holy moly. I cannot wait to see these matches. I'm pumped. I'm excited. It's going to be a wild ride, I'd say. But thank you for having me in the booth here today.
Of course. And, Swong, of course, got a little extra swing in his step because he's already punched his ticket to the semifinal Sunday tomorrow. But we've got a bunch more players who are going to be joining you by the end of this broadcast. And the first two players vying for that today are going to be Packy and DaveSmithSays. Swung, this is a storied rivalry now. Packy's definitely got the edge, but you know what? Dave Smith still has that February 2021 win that we still talk about to this day. So, what do you think about this matchup?
It's legendary written all across it, and we saw that in the 2021 matchup. It was one of those epic stories, and anything can happen between these two players. Packy and Dave are both stalwarts within the community, but as we can see, anything goes. And given these two play styles, it's going to be an absolute slugfest of a match and absolutely exciting. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And these two are, just absolute record holders. Packy holds the record in this tournament for the most all-time wins with, let me pull up the numbers there. It is 58 all-time wins. Dave Smith has been, though, in more tournaments than anybody else with 32. And, Packy's got the number one hot time in this level block. He just said it last month. It was blazing a blazing 5 minutes, 20 seconds. And you know what? He's capable of going even faster. So this is going to be anything can happen right here.
No doubt about it. I mean, both these folks can easily turn on into their sixth or seventh gear, and we're going to see some pretty historic things. I'm gonna imagine. So it's going to be quite the battle, and I'm waiting for it. I cannot wait to see what these two are going to put on for us today.
Yeah, this is when these two lace them up, anything can happen. Both of them, really strong versus players, both of them stalwarts of the community. Yeah, this is just fun. These are two guys that it's fun to watch. And looks like we've got a ready from both players. So once we get a 3, 2, 1, it is going to be going on. Aki taking
Oh,
the headphones off. He's no longer listening to us. We can say whatever we want with only repercussions coming when he sees it on YouTube.
let's do this though, Ook. Let's rock countdown in three,
Three,
two,
two,
one,
one.
and
Pills.
pills. Let's go here.
Yeah, I love commentating with you, Swang. Everything's infectious.
I mean, we're
So,
playing Dr. Mario. It's all about pills and tackling these viruses. So I'm hoping that's what they were talking about with infectiousness. But anyways, we're taking a look over here. Packy's going to have some interesting maneuvering with his board. He had Chasm in the third and fourth column, and now is completely devoid of viruses, and will be trying to avoid drop time as soon as he can manage the rest of his board here, Ook.
yeah, but with Dave Smith, the big question mark is the massive quantity of yellow he's got in this board that he has still yet to really address. He's gotten quite a few yellow pill halves that he hasn't really set up for use. That might come back to bite him a little bit later, and already Packy is taking about a 9 virus lead.
And Packy's just left with the Reds, but is addressed it. And I thought it was going to be a problem, but he actually really tackled, and the RNG really provided for him to really knock it down. But he just needs two more red pills to get out of here, and has made really quick work of this level 6 here.
Yeah, Dave, as Packy gets out at a minute 12, Dave had a wonderful setup just a minute ago, but the pill that he needed came just like one pill too late, so he had to abandon his setup in order to make things work out. But he's going to be out here about the 130 mark, just RNG permitting.
30 is an excellent time for really any player. I mean, 6 to 9 is really quite a volatile little level block there, and really RNG dependent. And well, when I say that, we're looking at Davis board, and he's really going to have to some doing some strategic moves with all of his red pill halves here, which is quite unfortunate to see.
Yeah, as we look at Packy's side, he wants a blue-red. There it finally comes. But he's laid some garbage down in trying to wait for that specific pill, and that's going to slow him down just a little bit. And Dave is just putting some crazy stuff together. He is going to be doing a combo because that's just what Dave do. But everything kind of came up backwards on his setup, so he is also going to be taking a little bit of time here, Swung.
It looks kind of complicated in Dave's board. Okay, I like his garbage setup because if he clears that blue, everything's going to drop down. He's going to go with a little bit more swag. It just clears all down. Um, Dave is a stalwart in the versus game, and because he's a stalwart with it, he just can really maneuver and put piece together these really complex yet beautiful combos that leaves very little garbage, and we just saw that with it. But Packy's going to be out with 2 more yellows, and he's out at a 250, a great time.
Yeah, Dave's working on some really complicated setups, but I will say if my partner here in the booth is calling you a good versus player, that means you're a good versus player. You got our versus world champion in here in the booth with me, so yeah, it's
Ooh, a great cross from Dave over there, just really opening up and left with just very few viruses to remain there. So really smart and efficient play with his yellows there.
yeah, he's looking to get out of this one pretty quickly. Would have loved to have a double setup here on these yellows, but it's just not going to be a thing. He is going to have to pull a horizontal out with blues, and unfortunately, that's the other color that he needs. But once he gets it and gets this last blue on the right-hand side, everything's going to work out for him pretty well. But yeah, that's definitely giving Packy the time that he needs to get diving in pretty hard on his level 8.
And I like to hear, doggone it, everyone's losing their minds over this match, and my dogs are also saying that. I apologize here, folks, but Dave trying to minimize that drop time, given that he needed those blues here, and has an interesting little bit of board because his blue is not quite accessible, but is dropping things down, and I am not quite sure what Dave was doing with that yellow-red there. I hope it wasn't a misdrop, but it might be.
Yeah, it might very well have been. As we look over at Packy's side, wow, this RNG
What
is
about
starting to hit for him. That is exactly what he wanted to see. He is one more blue pill half away from 421. So, that's a pretty solid time. You're looking about a minute and a half per level. That's really what he wants to be doing. And my dog's starting to join your dog. I don't know if it's a thing, but actually, it is a thing. My wife just got home.
I guess the dogs are preaching the same language here. They are losing it. We're seeing some great plays. We're seeing some excellent pill maneuvering, and I'm all for it here. As your dogs also agree with me. But anyways, Dave is dropping things down, moving some things around here. Packy has setups upon setups ready to fire off, and Dave just needs everything's pretty clean on Dave's side. So,
Ooh,
ooh, a little bit of a pill misflip over there, but all right, there we
yeah.
go.
Yeah, not what I wanted to see, but he's really good at taking garbage and turning it into something. I think he wanted to use that flip that red yellow. Wow, that is not red at all. It's a blue. That blue yellow in underneath like he just did. I'm not sure if he wasn't able to do it earlier, if he just thought better of it.
Think it was maybe a case of not paralysis by analysis, but perhaps the case of misdrops just bringing misdrops there, which happens to the best of us here. It leads to 1 and then 2 and just exponentially grows out of control. But it seems to me like Dave's board is now stabilized as far as the amount of infrequent amounts of misdrops that are taking place here. But Packy, with a really dense board, just needs a little bit of everything. I'm not really sure how I would tackle this board actually here, Ook.
Yeah, and honestly, I like how much. Oh yeah, he's getting ready to set up this big old log at the bottom. He is gonna have to figure out what he's doing with that yellow on the right-hand corner. Looks like he's going ahead and setting up for that. But this is going to be an almost full line clear for Packy, as Dave is one yellow away from not getting lapped. He gets that, and actually it's just about exactly one level behind. So
Oh man.
GG's to both players as Packy takes game 1.
Wow, GG's, just blink and you miss it. But we got to see Packy put on an excellent show and Dave putting on some excellent plays for us that just broke our mind and unfortunately broke our hearts a little bit when it came to a little bit of the RNG. But we're going into game 2 and we're going to see some exciting stuff still. So let's make this happen.
Absolutely. Sometimes you just need to get that first game out of the way. I don't know how much Dave has been playing in the past week, but I know he played a ton of Dr. Mario during the Bluegrass Regional. Uh, just both playing official matches and then he just kind of camped out with us. So Dave playing a ton of Dr. Mario over the past week. We'll see if he's getting his brain back into speed mode instead of versus.
And it's also worth noting that Dave is also a big time competitor in the Virus Buster League as well. You can check that out in our Discord if you're interested in some Nintendo Switch Online Dr. Mario shenaniganry. Dave Smith definitely plays a part of that, and I believe he took semifinalist in the Virus Buster League, if I'm not mistaken. So he's just playing it here. But as we say that, we have a 3-2-1 and pills. Ook into game two.
Yeah, and I love this first pill for Dave, and the third one. Everything was just perfect. And look at all these double opportunities he's got deep down in his board. He's thinking about those, taking all four of those blues together. And Dave loves putting a good show on. Although I think that double red may not have been where he wanted to put it. On Packy's side, access to yellow looks like it's going to be his big issue there, Swong.
He's going to have some strategic. Oh, okay, now he's opened up the board a bit there, and I like what he's doing with that yellow at the bottom here. You can easily turn that into a cross. I like that yellow red dropping down. He's
Oh,
going to use. Oh man, great setups on Packy. He's like he think his game one is fast, and he says, "Nope, I'm going to find another gear and turn on." And that's what we're seeing from Packy's lights out play from him.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure he's thinking, yep, that yellow is more
Wow. Yes.
useful. And now everything is just set up perfectly from just that one pill that we saw earlier. Everything that Packy has done, it has been exactly where he wanted to have it, and he's using as little drop time as possible, and it's going to be out as soon as the doctor says blue.
Oh, man, but I mean, even despite that, a 115 is still fantastic, even with that little hiccup of RNG. Fantastic time from Packy so far as he makes his way into level 7. Dropping everything down, and he's got a really dense top line, which is going to make things really flying off the board here as soon as he's able to get these pill sequencing here. Ook.
Yes, indeed. And Dave is not going to be too far behind. He is kind of trying to figure out this RNG.
Whew.
And yeah, oh, I see what he's working on now. Yeah, he was kind of hoping for another yellow blue to finish things off, but now he's going to get this cross clear. That's going to put him out at a 151. So about 30-40 seconds difference between him and Packy.
Isn't too bad for a run so far. Players are trying to hope for between like 130-ish and 140-ish on average. So
Oh
this
wow.
isn't an insurmountable mean by any, and a fat log timber from Packy. You love to see
Yeah,
it.
that you saw that one coming and it was just like, is he? Yep, he did. He pulled it off. And now he's got, oh, I almost spoke too soon. I was going to say he's got everything set up for these double reds. He is going to have to take those reds horizontally, I think. Finally gets the double red now that he doesn't have any access to it. But I feel like he's going to build up a bridge and get everything set up
Yeah,
to take these reds horizontally.
he was thinking of a D sandwich, and it was kind of an awkward position, but still managed it very well. Packy out at 243, and really just chomping through this level with what he was doing with that. And it was great to see just his pieces just flying off the board when he was playing it there. Ook.
Yeah. So despite having some of the hottest hot times that we've got, Packy hasn't actually. He's got what is it, 3 championships on this tournament, but hasn't won one in a couple of years now. He is hungry for this. As Dave with a very unfortunate misdrop there. Packy is just really really ready to take another tournament win, and you know what? He plays like this. I think that could be this month as well as it could be any other.
Absolutely. And we're seeing Packy just put on a fantastic show here. Um, the blue is kind of an interesting spot because now he's just completely devoid of blue and just with a barge of red in the middle of Packy's board. You really don't like to see that, but um, Packy's going to drop things down, create that there, and I like how everything's are set because he's got a couple of different options for some vertical plays, some horizontal plays, and I think with his efficiency, he'll be able to knock it down real fast here.
Yeah, but Packy hates red. Uh, It has hurt him too many times, and I've heard him say it on stream. This is not his favorite thing to have, is just a whole pile of reds. Luckily, the RNG is going to work out for him. 15 seconds faster than his last game there.
Yeah, and despite what we saw there, he's out at a 4:15, and this is faster than his game one. So if we're really seeing anything here, he's going to be getting another fantastic time out of this year. But as we say that, we look over to Dave's side of the board, and he's kind of clustered with a bunch of yellows and reds, and no easy access to all of his blue halves that he's trying to make way of. So it's going to be interesting how he's maneuvering it. But he drops it down and creates a little bit more diversity in the board here. So now it's a little bit more manageable, but he's definitely behind 8 ball in this one.
Yeah, but if there's one person who can find ways out of sticky situations, it's Dave Smith. So I think we won't be too. I don't think we're going to be looking at him getting lapped. I think this is going to be, at the very least, he's going to be getting himself out of level 8 here pretty soon. The doctor finally relenting and giving him some of what he needs. But Packy just tearing through this board. He has just passed his hot time, so it won't be it won't be a repeat of last month, but still going to be pretty close to that 530, and that is that is some time. But it's all going to depend on the blues.
Wow. Yeah, Packy and he's got everything set up where he's taking minimal drop time, tucks that underneath. Just needs blues upon blues upon blues. But I mean, he's got it all set up and ready to fire off, provided the RNG will be coming here. Drops it on down. And meanwhile, when we take a look at Dave's board, he's got a big barge of viruses at the top there, just needing to clear it all out, dropping things down.
Yeah, meanwhile, Packy just not. I mean, you see all that red and yellow. That's not what he wanted. 604. That's not the time he just earned. He just earned a much better time than that. But Packy will be going into round number 2, where he will be facing off against the winner of our next match, which would be Frank and JonDatFlindo. So GG's to both of these players. Dave Smith goes ahead and tops out as we get ready for our next matchup. So stick around with us. This is the Dr. Mario Championships, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Welcome back to the DrMC. Welcome back, folks. I'm Swang, and today I'll be joined with Larva12 in the commentator's booth. Larva, how are we doing today?
I am great, Swang. How are you?
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Man, I am excited to see this match. If you think the Packy DaveSmithSays saga is epic, wait till you see these two. JonDatFlindo versus Frank. What can you tell us about these two competitors?
So something I can tell you is, while Frank is one of our, I guess, big bads that everyone wants to beat in the Dr. Mario community, one of the few people who's actually been able to do that is JonDatFlindo. He was able to do that during our yearly speed finals in December. He took Frank out. And it was one of the best reactions I've seen, because you could read Flindo's lips, and he actually said, "I beat Swang," or I'm sorry, you're Swang. He said, "I beat Frank," with, you could see the question mark. You could see the question mark.
You could definitely see the gears turning with Flindo, and it was definitely a moment everyone was in shock and awe. But as we know, I mean, Flindo's the Titan killer. He's one of these players who's had a really fantastic. He found his tread through the end of the 2022 season, and it's been an absolute terror going into 2023 with some really fantastic hot times. Getting his he's putting on a show for everybody, and this is a Flindo that we have. We're seeing him in this fantastic light, in a new light, and this is a Flindo that is just the best Flindo we've seen, and we're going to see something, I think, like that tonight as well.
Yes, and Flindo also came in second in our Lone Star Regional in January. So not only has he been vastly improving his speed play, he's also been improving in versus. He's becoming just one of those people that is a little bit scary to play against. So he's actually going to be in the immunity pool with you at the end of the year at TORG, the Ohio Retro Gaming Convention in Columbus, Ohio in November. Swung is also going to be there in that immunity pool. So how are you feeling about that?
It's a clash up of the Titans, and I'm terrified and scared, and there's a little bit of a duality going on, but at the end of the day, we're all meeting up together to play the best game of the best people, and I cannot wait for that to happen here. But yeah, as you say, Flindo is becoming quite the well-rounded player here, being an absolute tear in the versus scene, speed running, putting up some fantastic times, and he's just a great player with all the aspects here. But as we say that, we have a 3, 2, 1, and pills into this game one between JonDatFlindo and Frank. And these players are both playing on, I believe, medium and fever. And their styles, if I would say, are you're going to see a lot of intricate plays, intricate maneuvering between these two players. Frank has his complex setups here. Flindo, you'll see some swims if we're lucky enough to see it. I think that Flindo is probably the most masterful with that, as we see. But both players are going to have a similar style in that sense as far as being able to just maneuver the pills around the board here, Larva.
Yes, they both have very, very good maneuverability. Frank is he is also extremely good at swimming, and if you are subscribed to Frank's Twitch channel, you do have an emote that shows you what swimming is. So especially if you are a very visual person and just talking about it's not gonna really do that for you, Frank's got you covered.
Did not know he had an emo like that. That is very cool. I'm going to have to check it out. Yeah, that's cool. That's neat. But as we say that here, Flindo with a lead of about 5 viruses on Frank, dropping everything down and has everything set up. Looks to me like he's going to clear up the... I see what he's doing. He's going to clear it up, make way with that. But Frank with 3 columns in a row with blue, and that's a really tough thing to see to really diversify what he has there. But Flindo out first at 130.
Yeah, it's... Frank did have a lot of complicated setups and then didn't quite get the RNG that he wanted because it was pretty specific on blue. But he's getting out, and both players are now into level 7. I like the setup of Flindo's board, even though there's not really a lot of yellow. But there's a lot of double opportunities for him.
Setting things up quite intricately. He's keeping his plays very flexible. He has the yellows at the bottom, both vertically and horizontally, in case the pills come up. I do like what Flindo's doing, and I also see that he's going to be dropping down. Okay, drops down, clears that yellow horizontally. I think that's a smart play to do. And as we see that, Flindo's just going to be in need of reds and blues to advance the board here. But I think with all the yellows, he can strategically place it on top to clear up and drop the red down. That's what he's signaling at the very bottom here, Larva.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to clear that up, and then it's going to be all blues. Whereas Frank is, all red. And I was going to see if he was going to do an elaborate setup, because sometimes he does do elaborate setups. At the end, he's just waiting for those reds. John into level 8, right around 3 minutes.
Where are the reds on Frank's board? He was playing 30 reds, and he just did not get them. This is really just, you hate to see it, but he's out of 12, and then he has no yellows in the top line. The Doc is just playing some funky games with Frank right now, and it's, oh my god, you hate to see it.
Yeah. This is where Frank would be calling the doctor a witch doctor, and I don't entirely disagree with him on that.
I could see that as well. That's right. But Frank was doing some intricate plays. He had none of the pills he needed, but was looking down a layer or two to really drop it down. And even despite his level 7 not really providing, he's brought it back to a 3 virus game here, Larva. And there's that swim.
There was a swim.
But Frank did. Maneuvering that yellow in between, fantastic. You love to see it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, both. I would say Flindo's probably the captain of the Dr. Mario swim team. Frank is the first alternate for captain. They both do it very, very well. Better than me, because I can't do it at all. So there's another swim from Frank.
Wow, that was a blink and you missed it. I was trying to pay attention to Flindo's, but I'm glad you called that swim though. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Frank has taken the lead now with about 5 irises over on Flindo. Just a bunch of reds again. The story of what happened in the last board here. But if I'm Frank, I'm going to drop that the red down into it, diversify it. Looks like he's going to signal. He's signaling to clear those reds at the bottom horizontally, and going to be clearing things out as soon as he gets a bunch of reds and blues here.
Yeah, Flindo is he does have a complicated setup going on. Okay, that will help a little bit.
I like we did open it up there, taking it down, but Frank. Yeah, okay, so both these players had about 4 to 5 seconds between it too. So this is neck and neck going into level 9, and it's basically going to boil down to who's going to get the better RNG, who's going to pilot this level a little bit better. Wow, fantastic combo from Frank. It's dropping it all down, just looking down layers upon layers down into that board.
Frank does that. If you watch Frank with any regularity, you know that he knows where everything is on the board at any given time. The beginning of the level, the end of the level, he knows.
Wow,
he
and
just
Flindo
knows
with it too. Flindo dropping down a couple layers down. He needed no need for yells, and look at that combo from Flindo.
Wonderful. Wow, I love it.
He's within 7 with Frank. This is amazing to see.
Now Frank has a lot of red that's still left. So let's hope that RNG provides. We'll see if it does. Oh, I like that he's setting up.
Look at this double
this is wonderful.
Drop. Wow, great setup. I was a little worried, but he made it one little combo. Amazing. Wow.
That is how much Frank knows about his board. He knows where everything is, and he saw that he was going to get 2 double yellows in a row, so he knew that he could pull off the combo that he wanted.
And Frank got a 633, which is just amazing. Flindo with another amazing combo as well. This is a fantastic game. And despite the fact that both these players got a fight, look at this time between these two. This is just really fast time considering that level 8 was really not so great for either of these players here. Flindo had a 652, but that would be a time I'd be extremely happy with, given the fact that level 8 was really just a nightmare with these two players here. But wow, great games from these two. Love to see it. GG's the Frank, GG's the Flindo. If it's anything that we see with this game 1, game 2 is going to be even better to watch, and I cannot wait to see it here, Larva. Cannot wait.
Yes, I am. I'm very excited to see this. We know that Flindo can come back from being down. I don't think he took Frank in a sweep. So this is, anything can happen. This is an any given Sunday except it's Saturday kind of situation. So we'll see what RNG provides. We'll see what Flindo can pull out.
Flindo may be in the gold bracket, but he's able to turn that pressure into a diamond. And we're going to see this right now between Flindo and Frank as game 2 is on the way. Flindo dropping down, no need for blues, but it's going to make everything look very fantastic as he gets 1 blue to fire this fantastic combo down and diversifies the board a bit with that little play there. But he is is a neck and neck game between these two players here, Larva.
It is still very early in the match. So we will, we'll see what happens. I think he wants to take I thought he was going to take the yellows up top horizontally while also wanting to take the blues a couple rows down also horizontally. So I was unsure how he was going to do that, but he decided against it.
I see what he's doing with that. He has the blues set up as a horizontal as soon as he gets some reds, but he's in an interesting position because he'd need a double red to fire off that combo in that 8th column here. I think Flindo realizes that. He's going to drop everything down with this, perhaps get it where he's going to fire it off now. He was able to manufacture it, but drops it all down, but has some interesting little plays here and set up with kind of a complicated board on Flindo's side here.
Yeah, there is a lot going on, whereas Frank just needs 2 yellows and he's out. So he's going to be out at a 123.
Great time there from Frank. Flindo going to be getting that double blue, taking that cross. That's exactly the play that I would take with that here. But chopping it down and is in need of a bunch of yellows to enter into his level 7 here. But this red is yellow's an interesting position. Yeah, he's going to take it out horizontally to clear it up into it. That's a smart thing to do. Out of 149.
And Frank has already started some setups on his board. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to take those yellows horizontally in columns 1 and 2. I think he's going to try, but Frank is also one of those players where if he decides that he doesn't like the RNG that he's getting for whatever setup he's trying, he'll quickly abandon it and go to something else that's just as well thought out.
Frank will also is one of those players as well that will also be very patient with his pills. Oh wow, I see what he's doing here. That is the perfect an L. Yeah, we're from Frank.
Gigantic L.
I was a little worried that I was like, how is Frank going to fire it off? And he managed to get the pills into proper fashion because he had yellow in 4 consecutive columns here, and so that made it really difficult for him to create that bridge up top. But Frank being Frank, managing to pull that one out of his hat here. But he's down to his final 5 viruses as he's resin yellows here, Larva.
I thought he was gonna maybe take he was gonna take the yellows horizontally. It still works. He still gets the pills that he needs. He's out at a 306. Flindo has 9 viruses left. Oh, he did not like that placement. You could see his reaction was very unhappy.
Yeah, this board has been getting a little complicated for Flindo. He had the blue-yellow. That was okay because it was a blue and yellow in that left column, but it's kind of tough and tricky for him to figure out what to do here. Taking that over here, just needs blues and yellows, and looks to me like he's signaling to drop the yellow horizontally to drop the blues down, but with that garbage, it's going to be tough to access the rest of his board here, so I'm curious as to how he will... Okay, he's going to clear up a little bit of garbage there, but yellow and blue down. Drops it down to the blue and can now take the... Now he has the yellow accessible at the very bottom, so he can... No, now he has a vertical. Okay, well, that's me having analysis of my paralysis there. There it is, folks. Don't do what I do, and look what these pros are doing here. But don't do me.
Frank is down to 13 viruses now. He has been just... He really has taken advantage of this opportunity and just kind of flown, really. He is gonna want... Oh, he doesn't necessarily need a double blue anymore. He is signaling in his column 1 that he wants to take that blue vertically, while he also has basically only blues available at this point.
And now gets the double blue, but that's fine. I mean, it didn't really... Oh, wow. L into it. Man, this is shapes upon shapes, and you think that it's going to be a half combo filled, but Frank's still firing off his Frank combos here and still managing to put on quite a show here. But a blue and red is all Frank needs to get out of his level, and he's going to be out at a 454 with what he has over there.
Yeah, I like this setup from Flindo. Nice drop combo there. He does have quite a lot of yellow on his top line. And I don't think he's really getting a lot of yellow from the doctor.
Yeah, Flindo's going to have to be strategic with his yellows here. He has the blue and yellow. Oh,
something happened.
Something, maybe a disconnect from his controller, perhaps? I'm not really sure what's going on Flindo's side. We'll see what's going on, folks. But, maybe a technical issue. But in the meantime, we're going to look over at Frank's board. Reds and blues and... a little bit of a misdrop on Frank's side, so this is kind of a dramatic part of the game here.
There was an extra flip from Frank. He wanted it facing the other way. He'll take some of that out with that double red. He's getting a nice double red burst. That'll work for him. But any of these situations, we do always tell our players to just keep playing. keep playing. If there's a technical issue, anything like that, we will, we will work on it, everything like that. So, okay, Frank wants to take that yellow out horizontally and then drop any red vertically onto it.
And we get it over there. Frank out of 643. Looks to me like this is going to be the matching point for Frank over here. GG's to both players. We'll definitely see Frank into round 2. Will he be facing off against Packy, who we saw in the last match here? But great playing from both players, and we cannot wait to see what these two, Packy and Frank will have in store for us. But that being said, Larva, is an absolute pleasure doing commentary with you for this. And folks, when we get back, we're going to have another fantastic round for us here. Don't go anywhere. This is the DrMC. Hello, and welcome back to the DrMC. Back in the booth again is Swang and Larva, bringing you some heat going into this 314 pie match between Dawnvenure and OoktheLibrarian. I cannot wait to see this happen. But Larva, tell us about these two players.
So actually, one of these players, Dawn, first, we haven't seen him since July of last year, with the exception of the end of year speed tournament. He is also one of our keyboard players. Shout outs to keyboard players. He also has a black cat. Shout out to black cat owners. I am also one of those. So
Dawn,
he is pulling some swung strats with the cat on his lap. He's trying to get cat percent. So he's taking a leaf out of your book.
And it worked fairly well, That was what I needed to muster up in order to beat a player such as Betty B, who's an absolute beast at this game here. But Don rocking the keyboard strats, Don rocking the cat strats, Don also in the keyboard bracket. I think all 4 of our top players in that bracket are on the same side, so it's going to be interesting. But hey, we have a 3-2-1 pills between OoktheLibrarian and Dawnvenure.
Also, fun fact for anybody who knows Dawn, he does have a Dr. Mario tattoo. So that's fun. We have met other people who have had Dr. Mario tattoos. I didn't know that people got them until I saw his, and then I saw Missy and her husband's at Torg. They have a very similar tattoo as well. So that's always really fun to see.
And that's right. Don, now confirmed that Don is the actual one playing it. His cat jumped off of his lap a few moments ago, and I was worried if it was actually Don or the keyboard or the cat, but it's actually Don. So he is the one and only playing it right here. But we're putting on a show with this, and Don needing a series of blue to advance the rest of his board. Any reds and yellows? Okay, he's going to drop it down and chop it down, but just need some blues to really make work to continue on with this board here, Larva.
Yes, Ook he's been setting up some things of his own. He's down to 2. They are in the same column. Those blues are really going to help him. All he needs is 3 more reds and he's out. Don needs 1 more blue and he's out, and he's getting hot dogged.
134
137.
So it's an apparent tie, but Don with a 3-second lead going into level 7. You love to see it here. Don with some strategic garbage early on. Oh, and a nice swim from Don over there. On medium, it's definitely manageable to do. But yeah, Don really taking that pill and throwing it into that column 6. But as I was saying, Don had some strategic garbage setups. He had no use for, I believe, was red and yellow, so he had to flip it around because there was no easy access to it. And anything that was not that was able to continue with this board here. But as we say that, now Don's presented with an interesting setup where he just needs, any blue pills that are going to come his way. It's going to be kind of an interesting setup for him to clear it up there. And as I say that, Ook is in dire need of just reds also.
Exactly. He needs a lot of reds and like a blue and really not much else. He has also been rocking out. We have seen him do that many times. I am a very big fan of that strategy as well. Just play whatever music you want. Even though I always put my game music on chill, I'm not always listening to it. So I would say, even though Ook right now only needs reds, he is Ooks all reds, and I will not apologize for that.
I see what you did there. Oh, I like that combo from Ook. Has it set up here. He's just gonna need a couple verticalities here with that. Now, do we know what Luke's listening to? Is he listening to Gregorian chant, or what's the deal with what?
I can't remember. He at one point he mentioned what he listens to. I did not know it off the top of my head, so my brain said, "You don't need this information anymore. Goodbye," and deleted it.
Delete. It's done. It's over. Ook had a little bit of a color misflip over on his control there. He clears it out with his yellows and reds on the top there. And is maintaining a very clean board, but Dawn out at 345 and perhaps has a little bit of nerves going into his first match. I mean, again, this is his first match since the December championship, so I definitely was feeling it against my match against Jay Riggs and Betty, but this is what we're going to see it in. Both players are playing a very clean board right now.
Ook's gonna need a lot of blue help soon. It does seem like he's getting quite a bit of it, and in ways that he is able to use combos. Whereas there's not a lot of use for blues for Dawn really until the bottom of his board. So let's hope that he doesn't get a whole bunch of those.
Yeah, Ook's been having to maneuver some stuff around. He had really no use for blues at the moment, but has really diversified his top line to make use of his color diversity. So it's really excellent to see. But
and
now
prioritization with that column one, he could have taken it many different ways, but he decided to prioritize getting rid of all of the extra stuff that was in column one. So I really do like that he did that.
Drop and chop everything down. He needs just a couple of reds and yellows to get into it. But this end game from Ook is going to be a little bit interesting because he has a lot of blues and reds and a little bit of a color thing. I think if he attacks the blues on the right side, he can drop it down. Oh, it takes that blue over there. But yeah, if he drops everything on the right side, he can drop that piece down and perhaps get the reds over there. But yeah, Ook's going to have a very interesting end game getting out of it. It's very checkerboard.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a miscount, or if it was something else. But the blues and the reds for him didn't quite come in the right way. Watch this from Dawn, a gigantic
combo. Wow,
combo. Yeah. Second, I thought he was going to break the game, which is possible in this version. I think have you tried to do that? Have you done that?
I didn't try to do it. Just kind of happened by default, you know?
It was
already broken when I got there.
to break it, but
it was broken when I got here.
I'm not as combo oriented, so I don't make those huge game breaking combos. But we do have some people in our community who can do that, and sometimes try to do that.
I believe the three players, as far as I know, and I think Betty was the first. I want to say I unfortunately had that as a seconding. And I want to say Atalito is the third player to have broken a combo during a bracket play. Now, if I'm wrong, chat, feel free to chime in and say what's happening with that. But yeah, it was a shock to it. But look at this T. No, Don. I thought Don was going to go for the T.
He's setting up for the entire T.
Oh, the greedy T got into it. Just needs a yellow and yellow cleared out, and there are two reds here. But wow, a 703 despite a really, really rocky 7 and 8 from both players here. I mean, 703 is pretty good considering all things.
Yeah, no, it was very, very good. And Ook is closing in on the end of his level 9. He just needs to build up and get that red taken care of. And he's going to be at a 732.
Yeah, not a bad time considering I believe Ook got out at a 540, 530, 550 around there. So 742 out of it with close to 6 minutes is a fantastic level 9. Just Not enough to take the W away from Dawn. Just wow.
We have a ready from Dawn and a refi from Ook. A ready even, as he corrects himself in the chat. He is a librarian, so he is gonna correct himself if he mistypes. We have even more cat percent. Cat's gonna play this time.
Cat, the biggest cheerleader and the biggest ally for Dawn in the moment here. Ook making some smart plays to drop everything down. He's going to create that red down, but he took that horizontal and made it really, really trying to maintain and keep a tidy board over here is Ook. Meanwhile, he's going to have no access to his reds here. Now opens it up, but all of his red pills are going to have to be used in a strategic way for him to make sure he's not creating too much garbage here. But as we say that, it's about neck and neck between these two. It's even Steven.
I will say there is, for those reds in column 2 up at the top, if Dawn is to drop those, that creates a lot of drop time that we really don't want to see. Nobody likes drop time. It is a quarter of a second per line, so especially from up near the top of the board. There we go. He built a little bridge, was able to get himself out of that. So he was really able to do that pretty well. Ook really wants those blues in a sweet tea.
Ook would love a double blue to fire it all down. And all of his non blue halves just going to go to it there. He had a couple of different instances just fired off, and not really sure what Ook was trying to do with that. Okay, there we go. He's going to drop it on down here. He's going to probably take out the blue at the very bottom, and that double blue, a godsend.
There it is.
What he needed, just what the doctor ordered, and he's into level 7 at a 137.
It was a little bit risky of him to wait for a double blue. That is the least likely double to appear in the game because of the coding of the game. All of the other doubles are in essence listed twice in the coding, whereas the double blue is only listed once in the coding. So it is actually statistically less likely to show up.
I learned something today. I didn't know it was that low. Interesting. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, okay.
I did not learn that on my own. One of the smart people here.
We've got some really
who knows all this stuff.
Yeah, we got some good gurus in the community. I mean, like they've got some folks that are like that dissect the code, and you can really figure it out there. A sweet tea from Dawn dropping it all down. Look how clean and tidy Dawn's board is. Wow.
He just needs that double yellow is going to be it. And he's out at a 237.
It's a great time so far. Yeah, this is fantastic. Meanwhile, Ook just needing a series of blue to continue on with his level 7 here. I like what he did with that, chopping it down, but just still is in dire need of the blues. Is Ook drops that blue down, and I'm curious as to what he's going to do with that red. He can choose to clear it up vertically or horizontally. He uses it.
There we go.
Horizontally, they're nice. There we go.
Oh, Dawn wants he wants either a double red or something he can build to take those reds on the top of his board horizontally, and then he's going to build on top of that for another combo.
Wow, into another combo. He can take that blue garbage that's on 5. It looks like garbage, but if he clears it down, he can turn that garbage into gold. He's going to clear that yellow down and drop it on in, leaving no garbage and exposing it. He's got a lot of flexibility, and Dawn with these really fantastic, brilliant setups just dropping it on in there. Ook with just one blue.
Ook's been trying to get this blue with a variety of different horizontal combos that haven't quite worked out. He's finally able to get it. But you can tell his head shake. He was not really happy with whether it was RNG or gameplay or both. He kept trying to clear it, and then part of his setup would get cleared elsewhere. Dawn is already into level 9. So if Ook wants to take this to a decider, he's really gotta put on the Jets right now.
The doctor needs to give what Ook needs. He needs a bunch of just.
Mhm.
He's got a lot of verticality on his board, and this
Oh
is one of those
no.
boards where during a speed run, easily just you'd slam that reset button. But Ook still
Mhm.
cleaning things up and keeping his composure despite what's happening there. Horizontally
Mhm.
clearing that yellow, and again, just need some blues and reds to continue on this board here. I like this setup here. Okay, that's even better there. But he can drop the blue yellow down to clear that yellow up horizontally if he chooses. Nice swim from Ook, and as we say that,
Do you mean
Don
Dawn?
down to the very bottom of it here. Yeah.
Dawn did a swim. I'm not sure if that's exactly the swim that he wanted. He does get a sweet tea out of this. I think he's gonna take that red vertically and then the blues horizontally next to it.
Good prioritization from Don, choosing the blues in that right column in case he gets it. Keeping his top line options very colorful. But look at his time from Don. He just needs 3 reds to get out of here. Is this going to be Dawnvenure? Another sub 6 from Dawnvenure at a 554 from Dawnvenure. That puts him, I believe, at number 25 with the hottest times of all time. Tied with Dimwit and Floyd, 1977.
And here comes the cat again. Cat is celebrating.
Cat is indeed celebrating with that fantastic gameplay from
Good
Don.
cat percent.
Don telling the community that black cats are purely superstition and do indeed provide good luck, as do all cats.
They
But yeah,
do.
thanks to both Don and Ook for putting on a fantastic show for us today.
GG's to both. I know that I believe Ook has a cat somewhere. I believe he also has the cat percent emote. We do like our dogs and our other pets in the Dr. Mario community, but we really love our cats. And if you look at Dawn, you can kind of see the tattoo. It's next to the it's on the side, his right side of his right arm. You can see half of the pill is red, and then on top of it, half of a pill is blue. He has that basically a misflip, and then underneath it says,
there
I
it
believe
is.
it says, it's fine.
Yeah.
There you go.
You gotta love it here.
It's fine.
Fantastic showing for these two, and an excellent tattoo. Excellent playing from both of them here. But hey, when we get back, we're going to see another fantastic round with the rest of our bracket here. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're tuned into the DrMC Dr. Mario Championship channel, and stay tuned. We'll see you in a few.
And welcome back to our March 2023 Dr. Mario Monthly Speed Bracket Gold Edition. My name is Larva12. I am joined in the booth by JonDatFlindo. John, how you doing?
Well, we're recovering, Larva. We're recovering slowly but surely. I'm glad to be here calling some matches now with you. And speaking of which, we have our 6 seed Savage Octagon versus our 11 seed Master Ibar. This is going to be a great match. What do you think, Larva?
I really like this match. These two are self-professed rivals, nemesis, if you will. They have met. This is their 4th time meeting, and Master Ibar has won all of their previous matches. So Savage is really, really looking to try to finally take one off of him.
Absolutely. This is going to be a really great match. Two very, very skilled players, very evenly matched as we've seen in the past. And as you mentioned, Ibar has taken the series 4-0 against Savage. Savage definitely looking to take that to 4-1 and move on to the round 2.
Yeah, Savage rocking the hat strats. Last month, Ibar was rocking dad baby strats. So, and it seemed to work for him for a little bit. So we'll see if he sets that up, or there might be a there might be a baby next to him, to his left. So so we'll see if baby percent works.
Yep. Ibar also rocking the beard. Loving that look on him. We have a ready from Savage Octagon. I believe we're just waiting on Ibar. Taking a sip of that Dr. Mario juice.
Okay, we do have a ready from Ibar.
Yeah, there we go. We
And
have
we have
3, 2, 1, and pills. Ibar going to be out of the gate first, immediately setting up a horizontal to drop down some garbage and make it useful. Really nice play there by Ibar. We look over on Savage's side. She's got some really nice setups here. Gets 2 double yellows, now a third double yellow. She's going to be looking for that double blue, which signifies the end
that
of
was
that
a nice
surge.
swim.
Wow, really nice
I
swim
like
by
it.
Savage. And Savage has said in the past that she can't do swims, so she must have been practicing that, because that was amazing.
Yeah, and I didn't really see a reaction from her, which makes me think that she has been practicing. If she were to just pull that out on her own, it would be a reaction like me, where it's, wait, I'm sorry, what happened? So, great practice from Savage.
Absolutely. She's a little bit not happy with something that happened there. I didn't see it. She's down to 10 viruses. Meanwhile, Ibar cruising through this level 6, down to 5, now down to 4. He's going to need a little bit of yellow help. He's got 2 yellows now, 2 yellows, and that's all that remains on his board. He can take this one in row 2 horizontally, which he does set up for, and he's going to go ahead and clear that one out. He's just going to need 2 more yellows, gets it out of 125. Savage not going to be too far behind if the RNG cooperates with her.
Oh, and it will. She can drop that one, and then she gets a double red. She's out at a 131.
So 6 seconds between our players right now. Not too happy with Ibar's board right now, but you're going to see him set up for a really nice cross clear. Look at this. There it is. He does have a little bit of garbage there with that blue-yellow, but nothing that's going to be too detrimental for him to clean up.
Yeah, he didn't like the garbage. I think he miscounted how high it was supposed to go. Because it could have dropped the right way if it had been flipped. So I think that was just, especially dropping that far, I think it was just miscounting, which happens to me all the time. It's okay, Ibar.
Yeah, Ibar has just been putting on a clinic of these horizontal clears. Meanwhile, we've got Savage over here down to 11 viruses. Again, she's needing quite a bit of red help to get to the bottom of this board.
Yes. There's only a couple of red and a couple of blue and a couple of yellow. I swear that I know my colors. Ibar's now he's down to his last red. He's gonna be out at a 305.
Yeah, Savage just waiting for the colors to catch up. There we go. Oh, she doesn't quite get the blue over. Decides she's going to go ahead and take it underneath this time, which I agree with that call. Not happy with that drop time as Savage Octagon, just needing 2 reds. There's one, there's the other. Out at a 325, about 20 seconds behind Ibar at this point.
Yeah, I know Savage is not isn't happy with the board and all that goes into that. But if anybody can come back, it's Savage. She is setting up on her right side for a drop combo once she gets this. Yep, you can tell she likes it, nodding her head. A lot of our players, you can tell if they are really into a combo that they made, or a play that they made, or if they're very unhappy with it, you'll be able to tell by looking at their face. You'll be able to tell with their body language. And even some of our people who don't always use face cams, cough, cough, Frank, you can still tell if he's unhappy. He'll start, he'll bang on his keyboard a little bit if he's really unhappy.
Yeah, and Ibar getting out of his level 8 at a 431. Savage trying to get back into this. The RNG is being a little bit of a turd. That's my mantra. Dr. Mario is a turd. Decides to pass up that red tuck to get the horizontal red, which I think was absolutely great heads-up play by Savage Octagon. Out at a 455, and she now has only a 6 virus differential here as Ibar really looking for this yellow-red that he finally gets.
Yeah, I did not like the amount of... I still don't like the amount of red that is on his top line. That's just... if that's what the doctor gives you at the beginning of your level, then that's what the doctor gives you. You just kind of have to deal with it, but it doesn't necessarily mean we have to like it. He is signaling he wants to take those 2 reds horizontally. He's kind of set up for that, but that means that across most of his board, his virus is the viruses that you see are red. He's kind of cleared that out a little bit, but
yeah, Ibar, he's just got so many red viruses on his board at the moment, and has not been able to find until just now, hasn't been able to drop down that combo. Still somehow managing to hold a very slight lead over Savage, but if Ibar can't get some help, some more red help, it might come up Savage. We'll see what happens here.
Savage waiting for that that blue-red. She did not want to clear things out before that because of the very specific nature of her setup and the combos that she wanted to make.
Yeah, Savage
And
just
she wants
looking
to
for
take that
yellow.
red. Okay, she wanted to take the red vertically. She signaled that. She could have also set up somewhere she could take it horizontally. She's out at a 647.
And Ibar 10 seconds later at a 657. Very nice comeback by Savage Octagon. Very unfortunate level 9 for Ibar. GG's to both players. Some great plays from both sides.
Yeah, and 10 seconds difference is not a lot at all in Dr. Mario. With the RNG that you can get, or a misflip, any small little thing like that potentially can cost you that amount of time depending on what happens.
Yeah, and we already have a ready from Ibar and a ready from Savage Octagon. No rest for these players. They're like, let's go. Let's get this thing on. Like a Donkey Kong. Oh, that's a different game.
That was before Dr. Mario went to med school or pharmacy school, whichever one you want to believe that he went to.
Yeah, and we are underway with our game 2 of this best of 3 match. Looking at Savage's board, she's got a heck of a lot of blue there that she's going to be dealing with. Meanwhile, actually, Ibar's also got a lot of blue. The interesting thing about Ibar's board, though, it has been very spired in several different columns. Fortunately for him, he's gotten the pills that he's needed to work on bringing those down a little bit. Already down to 15 viruses, while Savage now down to fixing to be 15 as well.
And a nice sweet tea there from Ibar. You could see that he really wanted that. He set it up very, very specifically. He also wants to try to do a sweet tea with those reds. Oh, he's also setting up another red for a horizontal in a very similar position. So I don't know if that's going to be competing plans for him. Oh, he's going to drop
Ooh,
and
look
then
at that
get all of
drop.
those combos.
Great
Savage
play
is
by
dealing with a
Ibar.
lot of blue on her side of the board. And yeah, you can tell her head shake. She does not like what she's getting. Ivar's going to be out first. And then a quick double.
Oh,
And
Savage
is
getting a hot dog
dogged.
blitz.
No.
You hate to see it, especially if you're Savage Octagon right now. Finally getting able to get down to that last blue. Needs one more, out at a 146. I believe about 20 seconds behind Ibar. But we saw what she did last game. She was able to bring that back, pull out a win. We'll see if she's able to do it again here.
Mm-hmm. Ivar's got a lot of horizontal setups going on right now. There they go. They basically cleaned just about everything up. He doesn't have a lot of garbage on his board. So it did work out pretty well for him. He's only up by 8 at this point, though. Savage has been making very, very quick work of this level.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at both of the boards, I think I like Savage's just a little bit better, even with all the blue on the board. Hers is a little more evenly spread out, where Ibar's has kind of slanted off to the right a little bit. Wow, really nice combo there by Ibar to clear out, get him down to just two viruses left now. He's probably going to go for these reds horizontally, which he does signal. He gets it, added a 258. Savage not too far behind, just needing a couple yellows and a red, and she'll be out.
Did you want to restate your claim about Ibar's previous board? Again, he's set up some really nice horizontal play. I think he's been working on that because we do have our players who do play very horizontally. Betty B for one. I remember one of the first times I saw Swong, I was very confused about his gameplay because it was so horizontal, and I hadn't really seen that before. But I think that Ibar's really actually been like putting in a lot of time and effort, working on that. So, it's been paying off. Good job, Ibar.
Yeah, this is something that I personally haven't ever seen really from Ibar before. So it's great to see him really including that in his play. He's down to 6 viruses. Savage trying to battle back. She's down to 17 viruses. Now going to be 14 with that little drop combo of hers. That double red. She's going to get double red bursted.
Ibar wants a fat log. Yep, he's setting up for it. Oh! The double blue is too late.
He can still drop it down if he clears out the red garbage here on top, though.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to give Savage a chance to get back in. One more blue. She's out of level 8 at 447 with a bit of a pause buffer strat. Ibar now 7 seconds behind Savage. We'll see if that misdrop cost him.
Yeah, I feel for Ibar because he said, "Okay, I'm done with this," and then, of course, we've all been there when we say, "Okay, I'm done with this setup. I will fix it." You fix it, and then the doc says, "Oh wait, this color that you've been looking for this whole time, here it is."
Yeah. Liking both boards. I like the horizontal opportunities there on Ibar's board. Savage's board is a little bit wonky as far as the setup goes, but she's got some really nice diversity all the way throughout. It's just gonna come down to the RNG on this one, I think.
Yeah, I think that Savage can she could do some pretty cool combos. It's just not necessarily as intuitive as maybe we would want it to be. I know for me, when I want combos, I want them to be like a billboard. I want them to be so obvious that anybody can figure it out.
Yep. Look at this. I think Savage might have this here. Look at all the yellow on Ibar's board that he's having to get through. Savage is going to need one red. She gets it out at a 622. Ibar's already past that time. Savage will go on to round 2, eliminating Ibar for the first time ever. And I don't have the bracket up, so I'm not going to say who she's going to play because I'm not sure. She will be going on to face Dawnvenure, who we just saw take down OoktheLibrarian. GG's to both our players.
And we'll see if Savage, who also has her own cat, if she brings Fitzy into the room, and we can have cat percent versus cat percent in round 2.
Absolutely. Well, GG's to both our players. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come at you with our next match, Sarasparkle versus Watchmuh. Stay tuned. You are watching the Dr. Mario Championship. And welcome back to the Dr. Mario Championship March 2023 Round 1 tournament. We have Sarasparkle versus Watchmuh. My name is JonDatFlindo. Joining me in the booth is none other than Packy. How you doing, sir?
I am doing all right so far. I'm a little nervous to go up against Frank in round 2, but I'll get him one of these days.
I know that feeling all too well. Well, we have, as I said, number 7 seed Sarasparkle, versus our 10 seed Watchmuh. This is going to be a great match. Two very good players. Looking at their averages, Watchmuh has the slight edge on Sarah with a average of 633 versus Sarah's 703, but their all-time best is only 22 seconds difference. So this is going to be really interesting. What do you think, Pac?
It is interesting because Sarah just turned in her best qualifier yet, getting all the way to 21-9 viruses remaining into level 17 in her qualifier to earn the 7th seed against Watchmuh, who, by the way, was the champion 2 months ago in the January DMM bracket.
Yeah. And also our Louisville regional championship on the versus scene. Or champion, not championship. But we have readies from Sarah and Watchmuh.
And we've got a countdown, and we got a 3, 2, 1, and we got pills. Both players starting off right at about the same time. A bit of an alternating color staircase on Sarah's board to start out. Nice little double blue rush to quickly take care of the blue half of that staircase.
Yeah, there's some really nice RNG for Sarah. I'm liking the flatness of Watchmuh's board. I don't like how red-yellow it is, though. He's only got 4 blues on his entire board. I mean, I guess the good thing about that is, as we've said in matches past, blue is a color that doesn't come up as much as the red and the yellow. So we'll see how this works out for him, as both players actually only with 1 blue virus left.
Both players need a lot of yellow, and they need it yesterday. Sarah's got a horizontal setup going on the bottom of her board. There's just a matter of that lone blue fragment in column 5 that's going to gum up the works a little bit, but she has a chance for some in-between clears on those yellow viruses and combos. In columns 1 and 2, I can words too, guys. It's possible.
Yeah, Watchmuh really needing... Oh, and look at this double red. Right when he needed it to open up those yellows there in column 1. He's just going to need 4 more yellows. Takes a bracket clear and clears that down. 1, 2, 3 yellows. Watchmuh out right at a 130. Sarah not going to be too far behind with this yellow here and that yellow out at a 136. Still a very tight match here as we move into level 7.
And that was just a perfect sequence for Watchmuh. Just drop 3 pills right down the middle. I'm sure the Count from Sesame Street is loving it. 1, 2, 3. Ah.
Sarah has a very interesting board here. I'm not quite sure what to think about it. It kind of from the bottom corner all the way over to the right is got kind of a little bit of a flat staircase for lack of a better way to describe it. She has worked on bringing that out just a little bit.
So early on, I saw Watchmuh doing a decent number of tuck plays while Sarah was pretty much keeping everything up top, which probably is what gave her the chance to close this virus gap. But Watchmuh quickly right back out to a 6 virus lead and a really clean endgame to 7.
Yeah, this has been a really great level for Watchmuh, out at a 257. Sarah trying to get back into this. Really nice horizontal drop there. Just needing some blue and some yellow.
So let's see how she attacks this blue virus. No, it's going to be difficult to do that horizontally. Now she's going to have to go vertically. She's just waiting for specifically that pill. And looks like a pause buffer strat, little trigger happy on the start button.
It's still only a 13 virus game. Sarah can definitely get back into this. Nice drop combo from Watchmuh. Like to see him get a little bit more blues.
There's very little access to yellow for Sarah right now. That's going to be a concern going forward. And yellow is not exactly a rare color for Dr. Mario, but she manages to sort of expose 2 more yellows in columns 3 and 4. Let's see how she decides to attack this board, as Dr. Mario just keeps hammering her with yellows.
Yeah, I like her decision to take those yellows horizontally. But Watchmuh now just really starting to pull away here, down to 4 viruses. Would love to see a double red. This red-yellow will essentially do the same thing. He's just going to have to wait for one more red. There it is, out at a 439.
Sarah might be asking for a double blue at this point, which is right there. Look at that.
Ooh, nice tee by Sarah.
So most of Sarah's viruses are on the left-hand side of her board right now, and it's gonna take a little while to dig through all that when your board is this spired. Doing what she can with what the doc's given her. And this pair of double reds is gonna be perfect to get the reds out of the way. So it's just a matter of time at this point.
And on the topic of red, Watchmuh's got a heck of a lot of red and really a lot of blue too on his board. He's spired, especially in columns 2 and 8. That red-blue, really nice to drop that spire down there in column 2. Just looking for the right pills to get to the rest of his board, as Sarah has moved on into her level 9, making some really nice plays. But I don't know if it's gonna be quite enough to catch up to Watchmuh at this point.
Watchmuh has a really clean board at this point. Barring catastrophe, it looks like it's going to be his game. Right now, it's an 18 virus game. Sarah doing well with this board, but oh, nice drop tee there. I love that. She's got a lot of yellow to worry about on her top line. Gonna go ahead and take the drop time, drill down.
Just one more blue from Watchmuh does it, out at a 635.
And that means Watchmuh will take game 1 from Sarah Sparkle. And then a double yellow rush. Now that she no longer needs it.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that how it always goes?
Yep. She's going to go ahead and top out and just shake it off and get to game 2.
Yep. GG's to both players.
We've got it
Looking at-
ready from Watchmuh for game 2. He's ready to dig in. So is Sarah.
And looking at their history against each other, this is their 6th matchup, and Watchmuh has won every single one of them so far. So Sarah would really like to take this to a decider.
We are off for game 2. Both Sarah's facing elimination. Watchmuh is 1 win away from advancing to round 2. And looking at Watchmuh's board right now, almost no access whatsoever to yellow viruses. But unfortunately, there's been a yellow half in what seemed like 11 of the last 12 pills, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm really not liking either
I like
board
that
at
play,
the moment.
though. I like that play, how he stacked the blue-red to set up the double no-drop clear.
Ooh, nice L yeah from Sarah.
Sarah's
Sarah
got the
just needs-
lead. She's got a lot of red to worry about, though.
Yeah, she's got a ton of red on that board. Thought she might try to tuck that double yellow underneath. But gets 2 double yellows and takes care of it.
Well, if you're given an opportunity to clear viruses, you might as well take it.
Mhm.
Because that's the whole point, after all.
Yep.
Looks like Sarah's going to set up this horizontal just to keep this endgame nice and clean, and she's out at a 120. Nice start for Sarah to start game 2. Watchmuh setting up that horizontal, pretty much the exact same playbook that Sarah was using at the end of her 6.
Yeah, Sarah with virtually no yellow access at the moment is able to open up a little bit. And she actually opens up quite a bit of yellow access there. With one of those with one of those clears. She's looking to the bottom of her board, making some really nice plays here.
I like what's going on here. You have an in-between clear opportunity for column 3 with those blues. Because the horizontal for the blues in columns 3 and 4 seems a bit less feasible at the moment, given the build of the stack. Now she's going to get red rushed.
Mm.
Nice little play there to get it. Oh, nice L clear right there. So you can basically go for the horizontal clear and build up, or you can go for the in-between clear, which looks like that's what she's going to do.
Yeah, Sarah and Watchmuh both just needing blue pills. Watchmuh has really worked to bring this back. He's actually might be taking a very slight lead, and he does take a lead. Out at 256 is Watchmuh. Sarah just needing one more blue. Gets it out at a 303. So only a 7-second difference right now between our players.
It's a good one. Watchmuh doing some nice top line organization on his early level 8. Getting not blue rushed, yellow rushed.
Sarah
Nice little
looking
play with the yellow pills there to not only clear out a yellow virus or two, but also give himself some more plays to keep using those yellow pills. Because he has limited access to yellow right now, and he's doing a really nice job in terms of giving himself as many plays as possible.
Yeah, both boards with a heck of a lot of red all over. Sarah has been making some really nice plays to deal with them as best as she can. She had a really nice horizontal play earlier at the top of her board. Really working to get down to that blue there in the corner. She's got a bit of a traffic light situation as well here in her column 1. Oh, almost misdrops that.
Nice reaction there by Sarah. That was about to become a problem. And then there's the horizontal she's looking for. as well as the 0-drop clear for the yellow virus on column 1. She's pretty much set up for a very neat and tidy endgame.
Yep, just needing some blues and a couple of reds. She's setting up for a blue
There's the
horizontal.
reds, and unfortunately, here's some more reds that she
Oh,
does
yeah.
not need. The blue-yellow is perfect there for the 0-drop double clear, and she's out at just under 5 minutes. Both players out of that level at pretty much the same time. Only the timer difference, really.
Mm-hmm.
Watchmuh holding out for some blue help. Manufactures the double blue for the sweet tea.
Sarah setting
Sarah,
up for a drop combo here. Gets it.
Yeah, Sarah had a situation developing in column 7 nearly at the top of her board. Managed to avert catastrophe, but now has fallen behind by 5 viruses.
And Sarah needs a lot of blue to get through the top of her board. Fortunately, the doctor is providing. Watchmuh also needing a lot of red just in general.
Looks like Sarah's starting to attack the left-hand side of her board a bit more, and this drop combo is going to take out a red. It's interesting to see how she's going to attack this, but right now she's fallen behind by 11 viruses because Watchmuh has been just tearing through this level 9. Sarah is going to set up the horizontal on columns 4 through 7 and going to get it.
Watchmuh basically just needing reds. Clears out his last blue. Two more reds will do it for Watchmuh.
To get the good call on the double red to get the 0-drop clear.
Mm-hmm.
And then on column 8 to get another 0-drop clear, and he's out at 642.
Yeah. And that will do it, as Sarah's already past that. Watchmuh goes on to face the winner of Atalito versus Larva, which is our next match. GG's to both of our players.
A good effort by Sarah, but Watchmuh takes round 1. So next up, we're going to have Atalito versus Larva. This is the DrMC 2023 March Monthly Edition Gold Bracket. Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the DrMC March 2023 edition of the Gold Speedrun Bracket. I am being joined in the booth by OoktheLibrarian, and we are about to have the 215 matchup between Atalito and Larva, who are meeting in the first round for the 3rd time this year already.
Yeah, this is this is not what Larva wants, having to face Atalito 3 times in a row. She did make sure to mention, as she was in the booth earlier, to let us know that she is, was it Scott Hall? That is who she is dressed as here. I'm not a wrestling fan, so unfortunately I know nothing, but she did send me a picture, and I'd say, nice job.
I concur. She's pulling it off well. And looks like both players are warming up. Looks like Atalito's pretty much warmed up at this point.
Yeah, so Atalito coming off of his February win in this very tournament. He is looking to see if he can't be, if he can't manage to repeat. I don't have the stats up on when the last time somebody repeated was, but he's just running through a string of honors right now. And Larva, though, she wants to play spoiler. And hey, could totally be done. So, waiting on readies from both of our players. And once we've got that, we'll be ready to get rocking and rolling.
Well, if the NCAA bracket has taught us anything, a 215 is no guarantee. So let's see what happens.
Absolutely. And Larva would respect that. She was making a Farley Dickinson reference in the chat yesterday, right after they knocked off Floyd's favorite team, the Purdue Boilermakers. All right, so we've got a ready from Larva, and we've got a hey from Atalito. I wonder if that's supposed to be a ready. I don't know. There's the ready from Atalito.
Atalito's a fan of the cosplay. I dig it.
Absolutely. And just a little programming note: if Larva wins this, we will play the second round of the bracket as normal. And 3, 2, 1 pills as we start this one up. If Atalito wins, though, his match will be the first one in our second round after, of course, last night's match between Betty and Swang. And I like what Atalito was able to start off with their pack.
Yeah. Nice in-between clear there in columns 5 and 6 early on. A nice quick start. Atalito wasting no time. His movement is just so quick and fluid, and he knows exactly what he's going to do with each pill is well before it comes into the bottle. Just a really quick and decisive player.
Yeah, but Larva's showing just the degree of practice that she has put in as she's making some very complex moves to start this board off, and does actually have some pretty good board health going on. She is going to have to take these reds vertically unless she manages to clear out. Is exactly what she's getting ready to do. She's still going to worry about this blue in column 6, but if she can figure out a way to get that piece of garbage out of the way, then she'll be able to take these doubles at the bottom horizontally.
Yeah, right now she needs a lot of red, but she could also use a little blue to clear out the bottom of column 6 so she can set up that horizontal clear of the reds on the right-hand side of her board. Now all she needs is a fistful of reds and she's out.
Yeah, and Atalito taking a little more time than we're used to seeing, and the doctor saying, "Yeah, you think that's a lot. Let me give you a little bit more." As Larva out.
Larva's the first out of level 6.
So Larva out at a 132, Atalito out at a 142. So about a 10-second difference between these two. Larva taking the early advantage here, but still a lot of Dr. Mario to play, and I don't love the board that she has been given for this level 8. Not a lot of access to yellow in the top of this board, as Atalito's quickly going to run out of blue as well.
I really like Larva's board right now on level 7. There's an in-between clear opportunity on column 5. There's other double clears aplenty that are available to her.
Yeah, she's definitely improved a board that could have been really rough for her. And yeah, I see this in between clear. The question is, will she get it? As she drops a triple combo, that's some verses from last weekend coming right on out for Larva. As she is taking command of this, and let's see if she gets the lightning bolt.
Let's go.
There it is.
Oh man, such a clean endgame.
Yeah, and Larva just taking a strong lead over Atalito, our number 2 seed. That is
259 out of 7.
That's really great play for her.
Atalito's got some nice setups going on. There's just the problem of that singular blue fragment on column 5 that's causing some problems. Once he gets that cleared out of the way, he's going to be able to drop the rest down. He's going to go ahead and take the blue clear. So already all he needs is one red fragment to get out of this level, and here it comes.
Unfortunately, having to eat all the drop time, but that does put him about 31 seconds behind Larva, who is already 8 viruses, now 10 viruses into the beginning of this level number 8.
Nice little snap decision to get the horizontal clear and keep her board in order.
Yeah, but look at all this red that she's got to deal with. That is going to be a bit of a challenge, but this double is going to be
that double red is going to be a godsend right there.
On Atalito's side, He's got a lot of yellow on the top of his board, and so far has made good use of everything he's gotten, but now that's almost his entire top line, and that's not what you want to see if you're him.
It looks like a little clustered. That is going to be a nice clear opportunity on column 1, and he's got a lightning bolt, and he's also got an L clear set up, closing the gap very quickly, as he is very capable of doing.
Yeah, Larva's definitely going to have to keep her foot on the gas if she's going to maintain this lead. But doing just that, and, she's got a little bit of trouble to get through here. I like that she got rid of the extra garbage trouble on there in the middle of her board so that she can take that row 2 red horizontally. Does that just now, and now the doctor is giving her the same pill over and
just
over.
what she needs to get through that end game. About a 505 going into level 9.
Yeah, but here comes Atalito out of the
Oh,
514.
nice L clear to start too.
Makes up about 20 seconds in that level 9, so definitely Larva going to have to really push in this level 9 if she wants to take this first game.
Yeah, but so far she's done a really good job against our number 2 seed and last month's champion.
Yeah,
Let's
definitely.
see if she can pull off a game 1 upset. She's fallen behind a little bit early on, but has a pretty clean board to work with right now.
Yeah, and you can't fault any of her plays. That's always a good thing. The misdrops, you get one, you get them all.
Looks like she didn't want to take that drop time though, but it looked like it was just kind of inevitable given what the right play was to make there.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. But Atalito definitely holding on to this lead that he has built now. It's about 6 viruses, and we'll see if he can finish out this board. I love his setup. Everything looks nice and clean. And yeah, that's looking really nice. Although, okay, he does get everything figured out. Looks like he's going to make this combo work and get almost everything that he's got left.
Laura with 11 viruses to go. It looks like she's not going to be able to hang on to this one as Atalito gets out at a 642, but a great effort by Laura in round 1.
Yeah, absolutely. She really knocking out some good plays here and showing her own growth as a player. This is really good play from her, and can't wait to see what she decides to put up in game number 2, as she is going to be out in a 707.
707, not a bad time.
No. All right, so we get both these players taking a second, getting everything shaken out, and we're now going to wait for readies from them, and then we'll be rocking and rolling. There's readies from Atalito and from Larva. And now it is 3, 2, 1, and pills. That is an interesting board on Atalito's side. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I guess it depends on if he gets any double yellows.
And that's doubles are a big ask from the doctor, but there it is.
There's the first one. After he's already set up to avoid the double, and there's the second one that he could have used, but he already had a better setup. As man, every one of his yellows, except for that one in the bottom corner, is set up for a double. That is insane.
So Larva has a bit of an issue in columns 1 and 2. That might be a little more difficult to attack down the line, but the problem is both of them have yellow at the top, so that kind of narrows down the number of pills you can use to attack those 2 columns.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't think she
goodness.
meant to do that, though.
No. You gotta wonder if she's planning. Okay, I see what she's got in mind. And actually, yeah, running that that underclear is going to really help her out, as Atalito already out of level 6. That was, what about a 112, 113? That is a really great time.
So it looks like, okay, this is the one that Atalito was waiting for
Yep.
to trigger his combo on the top of his board. Because otherwise he was being no, nice
Oh my
foresight on the horizontal
gosh.
clear too. I love that.
That was crazy. And then gets the pills he needs as Larva out at a 138. Still rocking a really good time, but really going to have to step up the pace if she wants to beat her number 2 seed. Smart tuck play from Larva as Atalito gets the rest of the garbage out of his board and is now pretty well clear on all but that yellow virus over on his column 1.
Larva not terribly far behind right now and has a pretty clean setup for the rest of her board. Atalito's cutting down the totem pole on column 1, and he's pretty much free and clear as well.
Yeah, he had some conflicting plans going on, and oh, I don't think that is where he wanted to put that blue-yellow, but he does end up using it anyway. So Atalito out of level 7 into level 8 as Larva just picking away at this one. She's going to have to handle that blue as an underclear, looks like. Is going to get that right. Oh, has to take it
I
sideways
don't think
now.
she wanted that.
Didn't get the
But
tuck
she's going
in
to be able to
time.
get the drop clear on the yellow at least.
Yeah, that could have been disastrous if it didn't work out just
Yeah,
right.
but unfortunately, that sequence of pills meant she had to burn up those blues instead of using them to clear that last blue virus. Thankfully, Dr. Mario didn't punish her too badly.
As Atalito with just a big old messy combo there. It worked. It's just you didn't see it coming. It was a lot going on all at once. And now we got to figure out what is he planning here in the middle of his board. There's just a lot going on. Okay, there's a horizontal, and I see another horizontal getting ready to come up on the red, and then everything should work out for a horizontal on the blue if he decides to take it that way. That is a lot of plans for Atalito. Interesting not taking the double yellow. I'm sure he's got a plan for it. I'm just having trouble seeing it at the moment.
This horizontal cleared by Larva, still down by less than 10 viruses, managing to keep it relatively close so far. Oh, that
Yeah,
is
oh, there it
exactly
is.
what Atalito was looking for. Get that lightning log to get out of 8.
Yeah, that was very impressive and took a lot of foresight. And that's what it takes to win these games, win these championships. And yeah,
Oh, I like
like
what
right now.
Atalito's got going here,
Oh my
breaking out
gosh.
the drop T clear.
Kind of makes you glad he's not in the US, just because at a live event Atalito would be a really dangerous opponent. That kind of board vision, man. That's whew.
Nice T clear from Larva to finish off level 8. Down by 14 viruses. A very
Yeah,
respectable deficit.
and the way the RNG is going for Atalito right now, he wasn't getting any reds, so that has diminished his lead quite a bit. Is the doctor just not giving him what he needs?
Larva's getting really good RNG to start her level 9. Just waiting for some blues to help take care of the rest of the top of her board right now.
Man, what a setup from Atalito. Look at that combo, just everything placed exactly where he wants it.
This has been a really clean 9 from Larva. She's closed it to 6 viruses at this point.
That is quite the play from
But
Larva, but
right now it's over. Atalito's got a 605. Very
that is a
great management from Atalito in level 9 to finish it off.
Yeah, that is a great time from Atalito, but very respectable time from Larva. She almost gets the fat log coming out of
I
that
hope she
combo there.
finishes this out because this is a very good time.
Absolutely. She's going to get a sub 630, assuming the doctor gives it to her. There it is, 628.
628. Great performance by Larva. Our 15th seed.
Absolutely. So, GG's to both of our players. Stick around. We're going to be continuing on into our second round, and we're going to open it up here in just a few minutes with Atalito versus the one of our last match, which was Watchmuh. So, stick around.
It's gonna be a good one.
You're watching the Dr. Mario Championships. And welcome back. You're watching the Dr. Mario Championship Speed Tournament for March 2023. I am OoktheLibrarian, and joining me now as we start off it's technically our second round match, but our first second round match of the night is JonDatFlindo. Flindo, we just saw what Atalito was able to do in round one. He is way over in Turkey and has asked, and very rightfully so, to take the early match in round two. So what do you think about him versus Watchmuh?
This is a really interesting match because we've seen Atalito throughout last year and on into this year just improve and improve and improve. This is the fourth matchup between Watchmuh and Atalito. Atalito has not yet managed to take Watchmuh down, and I know he'd really like to do that this month and defend his monthly title for this month. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, and this is that is a stat I do not have available yet because I've been I've been trying to keep up with our with what we do for all of our players. But yeah, Watchmuh with 3 wins now against Atalito, the most recent of which was back in January in our semifinals. So now these two, and they're only about the 4th or 5th pair who have managed to do it, have now played the cycle once they finish this round 2 match, and having met in all 4 possible rounds. And like you said, Watchmuh taking the first 3 already.
Yeah, so what's the word for 4? 3 is a trifecta. Watchmuh gonna try and finish out the quadfecta?
Superfecta.
Superfecta. Okay.
Superfecta, yeah.
Learn something new every day.
I believe that's right. I haven't ever bet on a horse before, but there's every day, and hopefully that's the right thing.
All right, and we have a ready from Watchmuh. As we get our players on the screen here.
There they are, and yeah, this is going to be a great matchup. Atalito kind of firing off against one of his final demons, and that demon happens to be Wario and a vampire.
Yeah, and we have our ready from Atalito.
So again, these two met in round 1 last January, in the finals in September, and in the semifinals this January. And here they go to meet in round 2 for the very first time. And yeah, nothing much to say about the boards. Both a couple of solid boards. Nothing too awful for either player there, Flindo.
Yeah, I agree. Both boards are pretty diverse. Watchmuh's getting into a little bit of an issue where he's got quite a bit of blue on his top line. We look over at Atalito's board. He, doing what Atalito does, looking like he's setting up some pretty complicated combos, but nothing too complicated yet. Just playing what he's seeing, making use of every single pill half that comes available to him. That's one of the things that Atalito's really good at, is utilizing each and every pill half each and every time.
Yeah, and the doctor is trying to make that as difficult as humanly possible.
Ooh.
As Atalito says, that's fine, I can handle it. But meanwhile, on Watchmuh's side, you can see he is down to 12 or down to 10 actually, and is very quickly working through that. But there's not a red left, so Atalito now knocking out his last blue, and Watchmuh down to no red. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes up as Watchmuh with a great combo there.
Yeah, and I was watching Watchmuh's board there. Really like the decision he made. He had an opportunity to clear out one of the yellows horizontally if he had dropped a yellow into column 6, but doing that would have dropped down the horizontal combo he had further up on his board. So great decision. He's out at about a 140, and Atalito now at a 142. So it's basically a dead heat here, Ook.
Yeah, Atalito with a great combo to finish that entire board out. And that's something we see a lot from him, where he just likes to knock out the entire finals of his board all in one fell swoop. And that's what he likes. And the doctor, after not giving him any RNG for the first half of his board, seemed to relent just a little bit and fix things up towards the end. As Watchmuh getting some T clears, but Atalito keeping it very close here. Really could this one could be going either way.
Yeah, absolutely. Really not loving either board, to be honest. Watchma's starting to get a little bit split, whereas Adelito's board is very right heavy. Gonna get a nice L yeah there though. Watchman needing a bunch of red. Atalito, the big color he needs right now is yellow, and he's a bit spired there in his column 8. Brings that down a little bit with that red yellow.
Yeah, and watching Watchmuh, he's really trying to get this set up there. He finally decides to pull the trigger on it. I've been keeping an eye on that one for a hot minute now, and it finally set off. But it is Atalito out first, about a 312, 313. And he is really going to force Watchmuh, who gets the red blitz that he needs, to play catch up now out of the 328.
Absolutely great. Decent boards for both players. I really like that horizontal drop combo that Watchmuh just made. Looking over at Atalito's board, another great combo from him as well. And then, wow, just what do you say? Just wow.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting to watch these players is always a treat. And if you'd like to watch these players more, and any of our players in the Dr. Mario Championship, give them a follow. They do this for fun, but would certainly love to have your support as they play this ridiculous game that we all seem to love so much. Yeah, about a six virus differential between these two players. Again, we're only looking about 4 seconds difference in their timers. So what you see is pretty much what you get here. As Watchmuh is setting up for a big old fat log with an extra garbage clear going on. I gotta think he's thinking horizontal for those reds at the bottom of his board. It's just a matter of when is he going to get to that. Okay, right about now it looks like.
Yeah,
As he gets a good D
Atalito,
sandwich.
Atalito getting a horizontal of his own basically right at the same time. Now just waiting on a couple reds, gets him. He goes into his final level 11 for this first game. And a pretty decent board. A lot of blue, though, at the top. Meanwhile, Watchmuh looking to get just 2 more yellows. There's 1, there's 2. Gets the blue out at a 514. We have about a 10 virus differential here between our players.
Yeah, that was about 20 seconds between these two coming out of level 10 here into this final level. And you got to think that, Adelito's feeling good about where he is, especially since he's listening to our commentary. But it's, it's far from decided here, as Watchmuh is more than capable of mounting a comeback. He's got to get something going on here, and I see what he's got.
Watchmuh.
Just boom.
Wow.
Clears all of that garbage out. Yeah, this is what wins regional tournaments as well.
Absolutely great play there by Watchmuh. Atalito with so much blue on his board, and Mario just not wanting to give it to him. So we'll see if this keeps up. Watchmuh might have a chance to come back.
Yeah, and all these double setups that Watchman has available, he's now cut it down to 5. He's cut it down to 4. This virus lead is not lasting for Atalito, but now he's roaring back in. Virus lead is now down to 5.
And I love the setups that Atalito's got. That blue-red was really nice for him. He's just going to need one more blue out at a 642. Watchmuh's timer is already past that. Atalito takes game 1.
Yes, indeed. So, again, this will be a best of 3, just like our last round, as Watchmuh is just trying to figure out what I'm going to do. There's the horizontal he was looking for. Unfortunately, it blocks off that blue, and he's going to have to handle it vertically if he decides to finish this level block out.
Yep.
And it
He
looks
gets
like
the
he
yellow he
will.
needs.
There it is. Out at a 718. So, GG's to both players. Atalito takes game number 1.
Let me just check our hot times. At 642, ties his 13 seed that he set in July 22, or 13
Right.
ranking in the hot times.
There you have it. He's nothing if not consistent.
We have readies from both players.
And it is in 3, 2, 1.
Hills.
All right. So, nothing to write home about on Atalito's board. Watchmuh's pretty good. I don't know. I'm a fan of tucking, so I would have loved to have tucked the that double red in early, but I also, wouldn't beat Watchmuh, so don't listen to me, folks.
I mean, I had the same exact play in mind, so at least we're on the same page there, Ook.
Did take one game off of him in the Bluegrass Regional though, so I will stick that feather firmly in my cap. But it was just one game out of 2. So anyway, as we continue on, Atalito with a great combo there, but he is desperately in need of anything that isn't red, as his reds are all very much buried at the bottom of his board. He would love a double yellow to gain access to that red or gain access to these double reds. But yeah, he's looking about 10 seconds. Oh wow, 10 seconds ahead on it, or 10 viruses ahead. Never mind. He's out at 116. Let's just keep going.
116. What is this? A 6 through 9?
Right. I was just about to say that's a great time for level 6 through 9, as Watchmuh is setting up a monster hero combo here. There it goes. There it goes. Just drops a whole bunch of red. Always looks nice.
Absolutely. Watchmuh just needing blues and yellows now to get out of this, as Atalito fixing to fire off a monster combo of his own. It was like a sideways fat log T of goodness. I don't even know.
Atalito with a combo? Never heard of such a thing.
I know, right?
So to 158, Watchmuh is out, and that's a great time. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to take Atalito down unless he really starts cranking things up and starts doing some good tuck plays. And yeah, this is a lot of good for him, but he's going to need some blue pretty fast.
Yeah, so much blue there on Watchmuh's board. Atalito's board is very red heavy. And we've said before that Atalito's really good at working out his way out of these situations. But at the moment, the doctor just not providing. Gets a couple reds there, able to tuck that blue in and get the vertical blue.
Yeah, you were hoping for a swim there, weren't you?
A little bit.
Yeah, I could hear it in your voice, even though you didn't say anything. So yeah, Atalito got a nice setup here. He's going to be able to take this horizontal on the blues, and the doctor provides. He is going to be out of level 9 at 309. Again, this is the sort of times that we're seeing out of 2 levels in a 6 through 9 match, not an 8 through 11. So that, yeah, PB strats. Don't want to jinx him too hard, but that is what it's looking like Adelito's attempting right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Atalito's always attempting PB strats. Let's be real.
Yeah, but this time he might actually pull it off.
Truth. Watchmuh almost through his level 9, just 9 viruses to go. Would really love to see any red for him now. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 viruses out with that one pill. Really nice play by Atalito. Just a couple more blues, and he's going to be out. Nice little bracket clear there.
Yeah, and while Watchman's finishing up there, gets out at a 4 minutes flat. Atalito is where's his blue? He's playing Where's the Blue? That's what he's playing right now. But he gets a nice cross clear. And yeah, that's the last blue he's going to have access to for just a minute here. Yeah, Doctor not being kind about it either.
Yeah, Watchmuh getting some really nice RNG here. He's been making shapes upon shapes upon shapes, and it's been quite amazing to see him just blaze through this level 10. If he keeps it up, he might be able to catch back up to Atalito here.
Yeah,
The
but
virus
Atalito
lead is
finally,
down to 13 now.
yeah, Atalito finally getting what he needed to make this work out. There's a horizontal. There's another horizontal. It's like watching Swong play. This is a good thing. And now some double reds in any way would be great for him. Instead, he's there you go, out of the 503, and yeah, that's a great time. But yeah, like you said, Watchman is really making up some time here. This horizontal is going to help, but Adelito's still just really pushing through here.
Yeah, what we're seeing from Atalito right now, and from both players, really, is just it's amazing play. Some really heads up plays that they've both been putting together. Watchman just needing, he's gonna go ahead and set up the drop combo. Needs one more blue out at a 539.
That's still about 30 seconds behind Adelito. So, Adelito firmly in the driver's seat here in level 11. Wow, that L was exactly that double was exactly what he needed to get that L. Now he's kind of hoping that the doctor will provide again, but all he's providing are these red yellows. That is a blitz that we see far more often than we'd like to see.
Yep. Watchman just had a really nice sweet tea. Unfortunately, it did leave him with a bit of garbage. He has been able to work it down, turning the not really even turning the garbage into gold, just found ways to bring it down and delete the garbage and use what was on top. Really nice play by Watchma.
Yeah, but combo plays like what we just saw from Atalito are keeping him firmly in control of this one, as he's just comboing. That's probably got a lot to do with why he is our 0 to 20 world record holder.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that combo was gorgeous. And now he is just 2 blues away from taking this second game and getting some much earned sleep. So at a 7 minutes flat, Atalito has cleared through his 8 to 11, and that is not on a hot time board, but it is still a very good time.
Absolutely. Watchman looking like he's going to go ahead and finish this one out. I don't blame him.
No, this is a nice end to a board here.
And he's got a really nice combo set up too. He gets this yellow, gets the red, almost gets the. Oh, okay.
Oh
I
no,
didn't even
that's
see
a nice
that.
combo.
Out of a 732, which is still a very respectable time.
Yes, indeed. So again, Atalito will be going on to our semifinal Sunday tomorrow. He will be playing the winner of our final match, which will be Dawn versus Savage. But coming up next, it is the rematch, the six-time rematch that we've all been waiting for. It's Frank versus Packy. You're not going to want to miss that. Stick around. This is the Dr. Mario Championships.
And welcome back to the Dr. Mario Championship March 2023 monthly tournament. This is round 2. My name's JonDatFlindo. Joining me here in the booth is Mr. Swang GG. We're going to bring you our number 5 seed Packy versus our number 4 seed Frank. It's going to be close. Swang, what do you think about this match?
Wait. This is a round 2 matchup?
Yeah,
wow.
I know, right?
I really can't believe. I mean, but that doesn't also surprise me because the quality of playing from all of these players has really gone up exponentially. But seeing this in a round 2 matchup, this is what we've seen as a semis and a finals. But this is the first time I believe that these two are meeting up in such an early portion of the bracket. So this is surprising and also very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I could be wrong with this, but I believe Frank being the 4 seed, I believe this is the lowest he's ever been seeded in our monthly tournaments.
That's a good thing to check up. That might be the case, I think, in that. But yeah, that is also very shocking there. Can't believe that. Even
Yeah.
Frank's surprised. He's saying it's my turn already.
Yeah.
He's saying that in chat. That's awesome though. But yeah, these two players have a lot of respect for one another. These two are stalwarts, great ambassadors to the game of Dr. Mario. But hey, Flindo, we got a countdown in 3,
3,
2,
2,
1,
1.
pills. Let's go. Round 2 between Packy, our 5 seed, and Frank, our 4 seed here.
Yeah, Packy looking to pull an Atalito here and finally take down Frank as Atalito finally took down Watchmuh here in the last game. Both boards are looking pretty decent. Packy had a lot of red there at the top, but he has managed to bring that down. Looking over at Frank's side, I'm liking the diversity that he's got, but I don't like the way that his board is kind of starting to lean to the right, Swang.
He had a column 1 is devoid of any viruses, so he can potentially use that as a trash column. Frank typically doesn't really use pills in a fashion for trash, but if it comes up to it in a sense where, well, these blues are really not that accessible, he may be dumping some blues or non-blue pieces over, but he's going to clear it off very shortly. But I do like this shape now of Packy's board. It's a little bit flatter. Frank has a bunch of yellows up in his whole board here. It's going to be a little bit difficult to advance it once he eliminates those blues, and now he's done it. So all he needs are reds and yellows here.
Yeah, and it's basically neck and neck now. We've got Packy at 5, Frank at 9, but Frank's got some really nice setups. The virus count doesn't really tell the whole story here, as Frank just going to be able to clear out these viruses very quickly once he gets the proper pills.
Whew, I was a little worried Packy might have undershot that double blue, but he ends up getting blues and reds to get out. He would have been out maybe by about 1 extra second, but that really isn't too big of a deal there. But Frank's going to join him at a 141, and both these players are off into this level 9 here.
Yep, at a 5-second differential between our players as Packy was out at a 136. A really nice time for level 8 there for Packy and for Frank as well. Packy looking to set up this drop combo, finally gets the red-blue. He may have been setting up, I'm not sure, he may have been setting up to take those blues horizontally there beneath the yellow in column 4. He still does have the opportunity to do that, and he does signal that he is doing that. Gets a really nice L clear.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting to see what Packy's going to do. He had a couple of different just pure pill have clears, which is not really what we're used to seeing out of it. But the RNG was really testing Packy's metal as far as what he wanted to be able to do, but now has a pretty clear-cut path in order to figure out how he's going to advance the rest of the board here. But between these players, it's still too close to tell what's happening here. It's a 3-virus game between the two of them.
Nice fat log from Frank.
Ooh, and Packy cleaned up his board with that sweet tea into a drop. Wow, where suddenly now it's even closer than what it was beforehand.
Absolutely. Frank also had a really nice swim there. I love my swims. I love to see it.
Gotta love
Packy
it.
just needing blue. And this blue-yellow, exactly what Frank needed to open up access. He is going to go ahead, though, and clear that out horizontally. He's just going to need one more red. He will be out at a 318. Packy just looking for that last blue, out at a 325. So the lead has now flipped, where Packy was ahead 7 seconds. Now Frank is ahead 7 seconds.
And it's going to go back and forth between. But as we expect from these two titans of this game here, we're going to see a back and forth match. You're going to see an absolute slugfest, a brawl, if you will, just between the two of them here. But as we see this here, I kind of like Frank's middle of the board. He's got a lot of different possibilities for it. But now suddenly is presented with just blues and reds now. Just the doctor wasn't providing, and you hate to see it. But Frank's going to be very creative and smart with his plays and continue to keep that board health very present.
Yeah, and speaking of board health, I'm a little bit concerned for Packy now. His column 4 is completely empty. If he's not careful, he's going to run into a pretty split board. Really, the only thing kind of holding it together has been that blue in column 5, which he now clears out. But the fortunate thing for Packy is he's pretty much cleared out the entire left side of his board, so able to avoid that situation. I'm curious to see where he's going to put this double yellow. Okay, he goes ahead and puts it on the yellow there in column 5. He has just temporarily blocked off the horizontal blue, immediately opens it up again. What a level 10 for Packy, just blazing through this.
Man, he had a little bit of a high risk play when it came to that double red sweet tea at the bottom of his board. And it's one of those moments where if you miss that tuck, it just completely destroys what combo you had here. But Packy really being patient with that clear, and it really pays off. I mean, he's now taking the lead out at a 457 and into the final level with this game here. So it was really excellent to see that. And Frank joining him at a 505.
Yep, and as you predicted, Swang, the lead has now flipped. Packy now with an 8-second lead on Frank, getting out of that level 10. We are in our final level of this first game. Looking at Packy's board, I don't really like what's going on his top line.
I'm trying to figure out. It's kind of looking almost like a bell curve at this point. He had everything kind of piled into that center 2 columns of his board here, but it's still maintaining a pretty decent, a nice clean board here. I'm a little concerned with the middle of his board because he has 2 blues in a row there with a little bit of drop time, so he's going to have to eventually drop that down. I think he is now prioritizing.
Oh, that double blue, really nice.
Yes, good. And we're still back at, man, these can't get any closer to what it is now. It's one virus game between these two, and it has been for the whole game.
Yeah, and this is exactly the kind of game that we expected to see out of these two players. Frank needing a lot of red. I like Packy's board just a touch better as far as the setup goes. His viruses are a bit more clumped together. Frank's are a little bit more spread out. That's going to give Packy some opportunities for some combos without that drop time. I wondered if he might tuck that yellow underneath and get the yellow horizontally here, but he had a different plan. He's going to go ahead and get the yellow horizontally, though, a bit later than I had suspected. I really like this drill down, though, to get those pills horizontally. Packy's down to 7. Frank's down to 7. Who the heck is going to win this?
Oh my God, and Packy just playing lights out. He has the blues set up. I was wondering if he's going to take the reds horizontally to blues. He takes the blues horizontally. He just needs 2 reds to get out of here. What a turnaround from Packy 619.
2 out of the 705.
705.
Okay, we're gonna have to confirm this.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
It looked like Packy may have been out at a 705.
Holy moly! We need confirmation. You can't get any closer than that. It might have been down by one. And
Packy can't believe it. Packy can't believe it. All right, for anybody new to our community, anybody new to the stream, so what happens in a tie? Once we get confirmation that is a tie, our players will go on to the next level. In this case, level 12, and whoever wins that will take the game.
Oh my gosh, you can't get any closer than that. Look, Frank is so flabbergasted. You can hear him from his camera. That's amazing. Yeah. Look at him shake those nerves out. Unbelievable. That is amazing. So we're just going to get a confirmation from our awesome folks here to see what happened between this 2 matches. If it is indeed a tie or if one of these players took it.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about a tie, if you top out in a tiebreaker match, it's game over for you.
That has yet to happen, and that will definitely not happen to the caliber of these two players. But that's true. Yeah, if that's it, it's a sudden death tie
Yeah.
to break that tie there. Wow, 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 wow.
It was you and Frank that had the double overtime, is that right, Swong?
Yeah, let's not. That was yeah. Frank, you tired me out that one, and it was oh man, I was fighting for my life. A double overtime. Yeah.
Yeah, so Frank, no stranger to ties, and I'm sure that he's getting a little bit tired of it.
But
A bit
Packy
tired of it.
good. Didn't Packy and Savage also get 2 ties, if I recall?
I'm not sure. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I want to say that Packy and Savage were the first to get the tie, and I think it was another tie, and yeah, so I think both these players are like they're both the king of ties as far as I'm concerned. That'd be a good statistic to figure out who has more ties between these two players.
All right, confirmed. Packy finished with a 7:05 and Frank with a 7:06. Packy wins by 1 second. Wow.
Oh my God, Flindo, I can't believe it.
Packy just heard he saw the comment. He's excited. I don't know if Packy listens to commentary or not.
No, he's pumped.
pumped.
Look at him. Let's go. I was about to say, I was trying to rip my hair out, but I don't really have a lot of hair on my head, so.
Hey, I don't either anymore.
I was like, wait a second. How do I? That is crazy. GG's the Packy for winning it within a second. That's incredible.
To both our players.
Holy moly. What a way to. Oh, my. Woo.
What a way to start this match.
Oh, man. Holy moly. I can't even right now. I'm. All right.
1 second, and not even, I'm pretty sure it wasn't even a full second, just a fraction of a second.
Oh, man.
We have it ready from Frank. And we have it ready from Packy. And we say it with me, song 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. If my heart is racing as fast, I can only imagine what is going on with these players' mind right now because I am losing it with the quality of this play.
Gosh, I know, right?
Gosh. Look at that here. Packing the ticket, yellow blue drop into it, reaching over to drop that blue down. Excellent play to minimize that drop time, keeping everything nice and tidy. It looks a little weird on his side of the board, but you know what he's going to do? He's going to drop it all down in hopes of getting that blue. Yeah, it's a great pill to do that, firing off. And wow, look at this. I mean, he's really in a commanding lead right now. And with that sweet tea, takes an 8 virus lead over Frank.
Yeah, absolutely. Frank has been trying to set up some combos. You see him trying to keep that red there in his column 5 open, trying not to clear the top one out so he can get both of them. Finally able to do that, making some really nice plays as he's working through this level 8, trying to keep stride with Packy, who, looking over at his side, has a heck of a lot of blues there, Swong.
I'm liking all these setups here, but yeah, except for those blues over here, I think that's just the RNG playing its funny games with these players with this whole weekend here. But it looks to me like it's Packy's looks like he's suggesting to clear that blue at the bottom horizontally. I don't think he's going to clear out the red until it is an absolute need, but he's going to look like to prioritize all these blues in order to make a dent in the board here.
Yeah, which is the right call. When you have just one of one color and a bunch of another color, you definitely want to prioritize the color that you have more of. Frank getting out at a 132 with a great combo. Packy out at about a 137. So about 5 seconds between our players right now. It's starting about exactly like it did the last game.
Right, exactly. And I was about to say that it's just, it's too close to tell what's going to be happening here. But yeah, this is exactly the tale of what happened with the last game, and I'm all for it. I am totally all for it here. But as we say that, Frank trying to use his pills, he's set in a situation where he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 columns all yellow at the top.
Oh my gosh.
That's rough.
That's not what you want to see if your name is Frank right now. If your name is Packy, then and you're looking over at Frank's board, you're like, oh yeah, let's go. Frank would really love that double yellow surge right now. Looking over at Packy's board, he's got a lot of red and yellow of his own there at the top of his board, trying to, and his board's starting to get a little split. because of it. He's really only been getting access to work on the blues. I think he's really been wanting to take this horizontally. He's not going to take this one horizontally, but he is going to get a nice drop into a sweet tea. You'll
And then
love
an
to
L
see that.
in the garbage too. Wow, yeah, Packy had a little bit more flexibility. Even though he had a little bit of a split board, he had a little bit more maneuverability because he can attack the board in almost like a 4D direction. You can attack it from the bottom, from the side. Whereas Frank, because he only had yellow and all on the top line, it was very difficult to advance it. He'd have to go at a vertical way, which limits the amount of flexibility he could do. But Frank's still trying to manage his way. Despite all that yellow that's on his top line, it's still a 5 iris game between these two, which is incredible.
Yeah, and the thing about Frank's board right now is he's got that spire there in column 8 as Packy out at about a 325. This is going to give Packy a really big opportunity to start to pull ahead here as Frank only looking for yellows. That's the only thing that's going to help him. I kind of wonder if he might set up for a sweet tea out of here with these two yellow viruses on the right. He does, and he gets the double yellow to get it out at a 346.
A right call by you and a right call by Frank. Given that he had the yellows set up here, does he want to go with 6 yellow pill halves or 7 yellow pill halves? And yellow being that limiting factor for his board made it really a clear cut path to do that. But Frank now getting his combo set up over here to make work of it, but Packy's really putting into another gear here. He is now in a double-digit lead over our 4 seed Frank.
Yeah, Packy wants it bad this month. I'd have to look at the stats, but I don't remember the last time Packy made it to our finals. I know he made it at least once last year against John Nash, and as we said earlier, he has yet to beat Frank. So Packy really, really looking to put Frank away here as he maintains about an 11 virus advantage on Frank right now.
I like what he has here. If he gets a red blues, he can easily make a sweet tea at the bottom. Alexa clear up, and I think that's smart because he has the rest of the board kind of stymied and kind of fixed over there, but still maintaining a good flexibility with all of his plays. Takes the yellow, drops that red down to the blues here. He just needs blues to get out, and just 2 of them. Looks like he's going to clear this out vertically, which is really the smartest play at this point. Right. Out of the 510, 509.
And OoktheLibrarian in our chat saying that July 2022 was Packy's last final against Frank, 3-1. So, yeah, Packy absolutely looking to take Frank out here and looking like he's going to be able to potentially do that as long as the RNG cooperates with him. Frank struggling to get out of this level 10. Really nice drop combo there. Just going to need 2 double reds do it for him. He's out at a 537 into his final level. Only a 9 virus differential at this point. But, at the beginning of your board, you're going to clear out a lot of viruses, and we're going to see what happens here.
Worried with Frank's endgame because I wasn't really quite sure how he's going to get the last red that was at the bottom of his board, but the way he had it set up, he basically cleared it all out, and it was able to become cleared very easily in that way, and so that was awesome. But Frank with a sweet tea and looking to kind of come back with what we thought was a rocky bit of his first levels here, but I don't know. He's kind of got the top portion of Frank's board is saying clear me out horizontally, but I don't know if that's what Frank's going to do. It looks like he is now.
Yeah, I'm really concerned about that blue there in Frank's column 3. I think ideally I would want to clear that out horizontally to drop the yellow down. But right now he would have to build up to that. And so I'm not sure if he's going to, he's just going to go for it. I think he's going to clear it out vertically, which he does. But Packy, meanwhile, down to just 8 viruses left. Looking to put Frank away. Would really love to see a red-blue for him. Yep. Gets it.
I thought it was going to I didn't see the combo. I thought it was going to cascade down into it. I was like, he needs that red-blue, and, he just filled the combo. But I don't think it matters. The double red is perfect for Packy.
My gosh.
And he's going to get out at a 7-16, a definitive win against Frank. Wow. That's incredible. Nice going, Packy. Wow.
Packy, first time ever in 6 meetings
Oh, wow.
Finally able to take
I'm
down
not
Frank.
kidding.
He
Yeah,
sees
he
it
sees it
with
now.
the pop off. He's excited. GG's to both our players. What an
Oh,
amazing
wow.
round 2 match.
Wow, Packy joining the rare conversation of legends that have dethroned Frank. That is incredible. It's
Yep.
between you, Atalito, and Packy as well. This is wow.
And
GG's to
Influx.
both players. Influx, you're right. Influx. How can I forget Influx? Oh no!
Influx
I mean,
the first to do it.
I'm about to get fired for that one. I apologize, Influx. Oh man. Anyways, what a match between the two. GG's to both our players. Commiserations to Frank. But wow, man, what an exciting match, Flinda. Look, yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. And we've got a heck of a match for you coming up next. Our number 3 seed, Dawnvenure, versus our number 6 seed, Savage Octagon. That's going to be a heck of a match. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You are watching the Dr. Mario Championship.
And welcome back to round 2 action in our March 2023 Dr. Mario Monthly Speedrun Tournament. My name is Larva12. I am joined by OoktheLibrarian. Ook, how are you today?
Doing great, Larva. How about yourself?
I still have the wig on.
Well,
So
there you go.
I'm just having fun. So this is our last match in round 2. It is Dawnvenure versus Savage Octagon. What can you tell us about this, Ook?
Well, Don coming out of retirement, much like Michael Jordan coming out of his baseball retirement, to set a PB for his qualifier for this month. He is our 3 seed. Savage Octagon is our 6 seed, and their all-time best in these level blocks are within 1 second of each other. In fact, their averages, Dawn's from all of last year and Savage's from her matches this year, also within 1 second of each other. This is going to be a very close one. Savage has made it to the semis in the last 3 tournaments that she has played, so Dawn is looking to knock that streak out. Actually, Dawn has made semis in 2 of the last 4 tournaments that he's played. So, yeah, these guys are both capable of going real far. We've got our readies, we got our 3-2-1 pills, we got some Dr. Mario happening on the board.
Dawn is out of the gate first. Savage is about 5 or 6 seconds behind. I like Savage's board just a little bit better. I think it's got more diversity on the top line. What do you think about it, Ook?
Yeah, the amount of blue that Dawn is going to have to face off against here is going to be a bit of a problem. Although Savage is running into the issue of not having any blue at all on her top line. So really a tale of 2 boards here. But, it's very early yet as Savage gets this nice sweet tea combo and, yeah, is just trying to figure out a way to manage all of this garbage that she has built up while getting combos as well as she can and, just trying to stay close here.
Yeah. And fun fact, if we haven't mentioned keyboard players enough to you today, you're in for some luck. Both of these are keyboard players. And as Swong mentioned in our chat, finals is going to be somebody from California versus somebody who plays on a keyboard.
Well, there
so
you
I'm
have
actually
it.
very excited for that.
Yeah, I don't think, oh no, we have had the California match before. As one of our semifinals for tomorrow has happened 5 times already. But now the question is, what's it going to be? And by the way, this is the first meeting between these two. Hard to believe considering how long they've both been in the tournament. But boy, Dawn not getting the pill luck that he needs, and Savage starting to get the same. Although Savage will be out first at a 152. Dawn now needs 3 more, now 2, now 1 more blue, and we'll be out at a 204. So about 10-second difference between these 2 players.
Dawn was really getting hot dogged at the end of that. We use that term if somebody's getting just a lot of specifically red yellow all right in a row. they get ketchup and mustard or hot dogged, however you want to call it. Savage has a lot of blue on her top line. It was almost halfway through the board with nothing but blue on her top line. She's starting to bring it down. I like that she placed that yellow on top of the blue so that she can use it for other combos like this one.
Yeah, that blue was really going to be an issue. And Dawn actually had quite a bit of blue as well and has now gotten rid of almost all of it. As now has that ketchup and mustard board on top. So it's going to be a question of, is he going to get the pills that he needs to really catch up here?
He has this
And
really
that is going to
nice
help.
drop combo. I saw him setting that up, and I could tell exactly what he was going for. And I was really rooting for him to get the RNG that he wanted, because it was very nicely put together.
Those big long cascades are nice and a lot of fun to look at. Signaling like he might be considering, in fact, is going to be.
Ooh.
Yep, this setup is going to be really nice. He's going to get a double blue, yellow drop combo, and Dawn out of the 342. That is a great time.
That's really, really
as
good.
Savage now looking to set up this horizontal. There's one more blue that she needs, and then one more on the left-hand side. She's going to be out at a 351. So about a 19-second swing in that level 9 there.
Savage has okay, good. I like what she's done. She noticed that she didn't have a lot of red on her top line, but that she did have quite a bit of red on the left side of her board that she could easily uncover. So she uncovered that pretty quickly. So she has room to play with all of her colors.
Yeah, and Savage really incorporating a lot more tuck plays into her play today than we've seen from her in a good while, as she knocks out yet another horizontal to keep this a very close game. She does have a lead at the moment, but that Spire, actually both players with a Spire in column number 8, that could be deadly if either one of them fails to get it taken care of, as Savage knocks out a big chunk of that. But as you can see, a lot of drop time going on. But look at this combo she's getting ready to set up. Gotta imagine she's wanting one red on top, one red on bottom, and a double red would have been perfect. Let's see if she sets it up. Chooses not to go for the very rare pinwheel, and the lack of red that she's getting is giving Dawn an opportunity to get caught up. But wow, that is a sweet combo.
Yeah, she could have set it up to take those the double red in column 3 out with it. But I think that she decided that might have been a little bit too complicated. She wanted to simplify it, and that's fine. Dawn is out at a 540, and Savage is out at 538. This is neck and neck going into 11.
Yeah, the difference not even being covered by the amount of time difference that they've got on their different boards. So yeah, a lot going on. Dawn has just this beautiful set of double opportunities. Just the entire middle of his board just about is set up for doubles. Savage has that to a smaller extent, but it's not nearly as nice and pretty and happy as she would like for it to be. Bob Ross not painting the board for Savage today.
No, Dawn he's thinking, and then he didn't go for it. He was thinking some more. I think he's just trying to just make sure that he doesn't waste any pill halves. You have that fat super T. Savage needs a lot of blue. I feel like that's been a theme today, not just with Savage, not just with this game, but today has been, I need blue.
Yeah, and that's going to be a problem for Savage if she does not start getting some of that blue, because Dawn already down at the bottom of his board, just needing a little bit more of, a little bit of everything. Doesn't really need red, but past that, a little more yellow, a little more blue. as Savage just, getting beat up by RNG here. Dawn out at a 729, and Savage not going to pass that. Dawn takes game number 1 in a very closely fought match. I expect that the next one that we have is going to be just as good. And as soon as Savage is done with this, we're going to see that. Wow, nice combo from her.
It was really good.
And yeah, you can see kind of what sort of swing the Doctor can provide. Savage halfway through that, or towards the end of level 10, was rocking a pretty decent lead, and ends up just going and resetting.
Yeah,
that
and she
11,
mentioned it in the chat. The RNG on that 11. We agree.
Terrible board, and Dawn able to capitalize, playing just really, really good Dr. Mario as these two get set back up. And Swong pointing out, we haven't had a decider yet. That explains why it's 8-12 and we're already on our last match of the day. And now we got a double Savage. That'll be fixed up here in just a moment. Oh, Dawn's cat. Yeah, that will happen. So, yeah, the Dawn's cat cut his stream for a second as he's pointing out in our chat. So, none of us know anything about cats here. So, it's, that's life.
Yeah, you don't have a cat. I don't have a cat. Savage
Yeah.
and Dawn don't have a cat.
Nobody's got cats.
I don't have a second cat. Betty doesn't have cats.
Yeah. Mike Blight pointing out that Savage paid off Dawn's cat. You notice that Fitzy is not anywhere on Savage's stream. She makes sure to kick the cat out of the room before she goes live. So that's not something all of us can handle. Mine likes to stand at the door and scream.
I don't think mine have screamed while I've been competing, but they have screamed while I've been practicing.
All right, 3, 2, 1 pills. And yes, if you're in this community, we probably know your cat's name better than we know your real name. This is the way. All right, so both players, I love the setup that Dawn's got. That is just huge.
And he actually had a couple of different ways that he could take it out. So that was really well planned by Dawn so that he could use whatever the Doctor decided to give him.
Yeah, and looking at Savage's board, she had a lot of blue to take care of. Seems like we've been saying that all day. But so far has managed to get rid of it. Could have taken that double red in for a swim. Chose not to. She plays on high speed. It's probably for the best that she don't do as much of that on high speed. But yeah.
I know there are a few players that can swim on high speeds. I know that Packy can.
Yeah, even with that though.
Okay, that's all that I know, apparently.
Even with that, can and should, not exactly the same thing. But
Exactly.
Savage setting up for a huge combo here is gonna get it as soon as she gets another red blue or just decide that she is done waiting. There's that red blue. Here comes the combo. As Dawn now right at the end of this board, but everything's stacked up on that right hand side. And none of the pills that he wants. There he goes.
Savage does she has a decision to make. Oh, these blue yellows make it a lot easier for her to make the decision to take all of this horizontally. In the meantime, Dawn is out. I think right around the same time Savage was. I didn't quite catch the exact time.
Yeah, they're within a couple of seconds of each other, and I gotta think that was a misdrop for Dawn.
It was.
It's not gonna be a big one, but with that chasm over that chasm that he's got with the blues, he's signaling that he's just gonna take them vertically instead of horizontally. Oh, does get the double.
Oh, that's wonderful for him. Yeah.
Yeah, and
it was just overshifted. His pill was overshifted just a little bit, just by one. It happens, especially if you're really trying to play fast. Savage with a misflip of her own. Swung, where's your shirt? His anti misflip misdrop pleb shirt. If you want one of those, I'm sure that you can talk to Swung and you can work something out. I know he has a Cricket, the device that he makes these things with. So you can see if he wants to help you out with that.
so we got about
Ooh.
oh wow, never mind. We got a much bigger difference now as Dawn knocks out this great combo. Savage wisely, I think, taking it a little bit easy, trying to prevent those misdrops from breeding. They do have a tendency to do that, and being a little bit cautious is one way to prevent them from getting too bad. As she now has some really good combos going on as well. Nice setups for the rest of her board. But unfortunately, the only way to cleanly get this blue taken care of would have been to use some reds. Decides wisely against it, and is now 3 more reds away from finishing this level 9, as Dawn is digging pretty deep into his level 10.
Dawn takes that set of reds horizontally. He could have used it to finish that one, but he does do what Swung would call the more efficient play, to take out 2 instead of 1. He still needs he needs a lot of red and a lot of blue to finish out this board.
And Savage, if you've got a weak heart, don't watch what Savage was doing just a second ago. That was there's some very high up play on the board, and she does play on high, so that was some dangerous stuff. She did manage to get everything cleared out, but yeah, again, looking down the barrel here as Dawn is holding about a 20-25 virus lead. So things are not looking great for our favorite 8-sided polygon, but she can if anybody can pull this out, she is the one who can do it. On out at about a 5-12, and Savage, another minor misplay there, but she's going to turn garbage into gold. Going to get this combo here, looking good.
Good play to clean that up.
Yeah, so Dawn with a nice level 11. This is exactly what you want to see if you're in the lead here. Doesn't have a lot of access to blue, but other than that, everything's looking good. Uses the blue to his advantage, and now is looking pretty nice on this level. So, things looking good for Dawn, as Savage is still struggling to get out of this level 10. The doctor not providing her with what she needs to get out of here, but still making some really, really nice combos.
Savage she's taking those 2 blues horizontally. If she wants to take that last blue horizontally, she does have to get rid of that red. Which she will do. She also could have taken it vertically if RNG was not the kindest to her, since she hadn't blocked anything off. So again, good heads up play, knowing how the game itself works, and knowing that having more options and not cutting yourself off is always a good idea.
Yeah, now Dawn looking at nothing but yellow, but it's only a little bit of it. He is very close to icing this one off and sending himself into another semifinal Sunday. Gets the double yellow blitz at the end, out at a 7:02. So GG's to Dawn, commiserations to Savage, as her time has run out for this particular tournament. But we will see now 4 really solid players as we get ready for a semifinal Sunday tomorrow. We hope you will join us for that. We are going to stick around as okay. Savage has finished up her board. So, yeah, this has been the Dr. Mario Championship, and we hope that you will join us tomorrow at, let me see if I can get it right, this time for a change, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific time. If
There you
you're in
go.
Arizona, I'm sorry. I don't know what time it'll be.
They're Pacific time right now.
So they are. But until tomorrow, thank you for watching. Go follow our players and our commentators and the Dave, our restreamer. On behalf of all of them, thank you so much and take your vitamins.